My father tried to ruin my engagement. Too bad he failed.
He's just really jealous and he wants to marry your fiance.
Ooh, that honestly could be. My relationship with my parents has never been great. They're extremely self-absorbed and controlling, but thanks to my therapist and my partner, I've grown a lot. I've reached a place where our relationship is manageable, mainly because I refuse to let them disrupt my peace, especially not tomorrow. By the way, this comes from user illrelationship9673, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Carly.
And we are here to give you good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We just know what we do, so if you would do something different, let us know in the comments. And OP says, tomorrow is a big day. My partner and I are meeting with a jeweler who's going to design my engagement ring from scratch. I'm over the moon. This is such a happy, once-in-a-lifetime moment for me, and I've shared it with my mom, my siblings, and a few close friends. Everyone seemed excited except my dad. Apparently, he's upset that my partner hasn't asked for my hand in marriage yet.
Oh my god.
For the record, I didn't even want my partner to ask. My family has always made me feel awful, and this tradition doesn't hold the same weight for me. But my partner believes it's the right thing to do as a man, and he's been planning to ask. So why hasn't it happened yet? Simple. Money. This summer has hit us hard. Unexpected cuts in work hours, financial aid delays, housing stress. It's been overwhelming. We live 8 hours away, and my dad is constantly on his boat. So planning a trip has not been easy. The stress has taken a toll, especially on my partner. So I told him before we start impending doom, let's find out how much the ring will cost. Knowing the number would help us plan, relieve some of the financial pressure, and give us a clear idea of what we're working with for the ring, the proposal, and the trip to my family. We agreed whatever's left over will go to the trip to see my family, then worry about the proposal after asking for my hand. The jeweler was super kind and said he could work with my partner's budget, but he also said that to give an exact price, he needs to meet me. He wants to see my reactions to styles, understand what makes me feel special, and craft something truly personal. So we made the appointment for tomorrow. I was talking to my parents about what outfit to wear when my mom hit me with, "Your father feels hurt he hasn't been asked for your hand." And I got pissed. I said, how the heck is he supposed to afford coming down there when he doesn't even know how much the ring will cost? She said, well, he should have figured it out. And I said, well, this is supposed to be a happy moment, and it feels like you're trying to ruin it. She replied, we're not ruining it. Your father just feels disrespected. And I said, clearly, if my father feels hurt, that's fine. He's allowed to have feelings, but I will not sit here and let anyone paint my partner as disrespectful when he's doing everything in his power to honor me and our future. He's working, saving, and doing his best, and considering I'm your oldest daughter getting married, there should be nothing but love and support. I'm not playing tick for tat for childish games. Again, not the freaking saying. It's tit for tat. For God's sake.
No, this OP's playing tic-tac-toe, I think. What if she said tick for toe?
Then it would be tic-tat-toe.
It would still be tack also, not
yeah,
tat.
Exactly. No matter what, it's
She
still
mixed
wrong.
the two.
No matter how you look at it, that's wrong. But I'm happy that you're standing up for yourself.
Yeah, I'm glad about that.
My mom quickly changed the subject because she knew the road I was heading on and definitely didn't want to be on it. But I called my dad because I figured if I explained the story, he might understand. Well, yeah, I was wrong. I apologized and told him I was sorry if things didn't feel traditional. I explained everything, our finances, the distance, and that my partner has every intention of asking, just not yet. That's when my dad launched into a full-on lecture. He said, there are certain things a man is supposed to do before you even look at rings. He should come to me, sit down, and ask for your hand like a man. That's how it's done. I need to know that your partner understands. I don't play about my child.
I think my daughter's property and someone has to ask to take her away from me.
Yeah, literally.
That's how I feel about that.
And I am too busy on my boat to help you make this easier in any way, shape, or form.
I'm a man.
He needs to sit down in front of me and tell me, I respect you, and you're the man, and you're the man. Can I please, please marry your daughter?
Can I pretty please put the cherry on top, marry your daughter?
And he's gonna say, yeah, only if you give me a kiss. Only if you give me a little kiss.
'Cause he wants your fiance.
He said it like he was giving some kind of speech, and all I could think of was, you don't play about your child. Where was that energy when I needed support growing up? When I needed someone to advocate for me? When I needed a father to protect me? Because I definitely didn't see it. But now, because a tradition makes him feel important, suddenly he's deeply invested. Still, I stayed calm. I said, yes. And he still plans to ask. He's not ignoring you. He just wants to make sure we can afford everything. He's doing his best. Then I asked, do you honestly feel like this whole experience has been tainted? And he said, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm not even supposed to know all this. I'm not even supposed to know all this. I should be surprised.
He should be surprised. He should.
What a funny guy. He should come down here, sit me down, and do it the right way.
I don't know why I thought he was going to be like, he should come down here and get on one knee and...
He should get on down here, get on one knee, and kiss me on my hand. I want to feel your husband's lips on my hand.
No.
At that point, I said, okay, Dad, sorry, love you. And I hung up. Because let's be real. He's not mad because my partner did anything wrong. He's mad because he didn't get his moment. He didn't get to play the role he imagined. He didn't get control. But my partner is working hard every single day to build our future, and that's what actually matters. So no, I'm not letting my father dim this moment. Not this time. This engagement is about me and my partner, not anyone else. And yes, I'm still going to my appointment. Whether my father approves or not is his problem, not mine. And there's an edit to clear things up. When I said I didn't even want my partner to ask my dad, I was referring to how I felt in the beginning. I didn't want my life or wedding delayed if my dad said no over something petty, like what happened yesterday. My partner is marrying me, not my father.
Are we sure?
Are we sure? If he goes down there, I don't know if that's going to be the case.
I think the wedding might happen then and there.
You might say, Papa, I've fallen in love with your lips.
No.
He made it clear that whether my father says yes or no does not matter. We will be married regardless. It just determines whether my father will be there or not. That said, my partner asking is fine now because my father being in my life or not will be entirely his choice. Also, I didn't apologize to do what daddy says or play in his hand. I thought my dad misunderstood the situation and just wanted to clear it up. I thought he assumed we were buying a ring and getting engaged and not designing it. The moment I realized he didn't, I ended the call. Please stop making assumptions about me or my partner. He is my life and has given me everything I ever dreamed of. So I will not tolerate anyone tearing down my future fiancé. Or is it fiancé?
I think for a man it's actually fiance and fiance.
Fiance.
But fiance works for both. So
My partner and my therapist all had a hand in creating the boundaries and the beautiful woman I am today. If you can't see that through the thread site,
I think
if you
it's
can't,
Threads.
yeah, hold on. If you can't see that through this post, too bad. Any advice? And there is an update. Well,
Good thing your dad's not marrying him.
Yeah, good thing your dad's not marrying your future husband.
I have so many thoughts about this because I personally think that little tradition is stupid. But
It's just like
I can appreciate someone that still wants to do it.
it's like It's just like a respect thing. But
like,
But for
why
it-
is it going around?
exactly.
Like, there shouldn't be. I just hate it because then it gives this power where she was literally thinking, like, well, if he says no, like, what am I gonna do? I can't marry my. Yeah, you can still marry your fiance.
Well, yeah, no, that's the thing is it's more of like the way this guy's going about it is it's like, well, I have the final say, and
Right.
until I give him the green light, then he really shouldn't be able to do.
Which goes like back to I can't remember the word. Like when they would like present the father with like gifts and
Goes
stuff.
back to old as dirt time when people thought that the Earth was in the middle of the universe.
Yeah. To play like a super devil's advocate, like really reaching for anything, I would say in my head, if that was something that was discussed that he wanted, I would consider that something you do before you would even go like start designing a ring, because that's
Yeah.
like basically already committing without the proposal
Sure.
at that point. But like, you explained the situation to him and he's still just being a little poo-poo head.
Right. And given the context, it's like, this is a guy who didn't show up
Right.
the whole time he was your dad.
Exactly.
And is, does your partner really think he deserves his respect? Probably not,
Right.
given how he's treated you.
That's what I'm like, why are we even doing it?
So
Just to make dad come to the wedding? The
it's-
fact
yeah.
that dad won't come to the wedding if you don't ask for his blessing is insane.
Yeah, it's pretty whack. I'm just a few months away from being a fiance. I'm so excited. This process definitely didn't go how either of us thought it would, but I'm so thankful that I have him by my side. This month and semester have been so tough on both of us. Little did either of us know how much drama and ugly personalities engagements and weddings bring out in people. It's been heartbreaking. My parents have just been so awful from start to finish, and we're not even engaged yet. First, my mother was pissed that I wanted to have a wedding abroad because the whole family should be there, including people I haven't talked to in 15 years. Then my dad said his experience was tainted because my future fiance had a conversation with me about being ready for marriage before asking for his blessing, as if this person is the one getting married, not me. Then, of course, there was the engagement dinner. My God, don't get me started on the engagement dinner. I completely understand it's weird to plan it before being engaged, but unfortunately, with my parents' jobs, you have to plan months in advance, or they can't do it at all. All I did was ask my parents to combine our families for one holiday. One holiday! Well, my parents outright refused, and the reason is I wouldn't apologize for missing my mother's extravagant birthday that I literally couldn't afford. That's a whole other story, though. I wonder what that birthday was.
Yeah, I want to know. It was also abroad, but OP can't have her wedding abroad, but I can have my birthday.
Extravagant birthday. We all fly to Italy, and everyone buys me one piece of designer clothing.
Oh my god.
I mean, 2 pieces.
Maybe 3.
Maybe 3. Maybe 2 pieces and a little bit of jewelry. Then, as if they couldn't cause more problems, my man drove 8 hours, got a hotel room, planned months in advance, only for my father to refuse to give him his blessing.
Wow.
Exactly.
Who saw that one coming?
Very dumb.
I did.
Yeah. No, and it's like, I feel like the main reason why that hadn't happened is he's 8 hours away.
Right. It's like, dude, it was going to happen on the next trip.
It's like, if you were here, I would have asked you yesterday.
Yeah. That's why my only thing was like, sure, maybe you could have given him a heads up and been like, hey, can't make it out to see ya. We're gonna start designing this thing, but
Yeah.
I will be coming to talk because I know we gotta talk. But that's still such a stretch, and I still hate it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, I mean, I'll probably do the same thing just because it's like, I'll be like, hey, I'm planning on marrying your
Fill
daughter.
in the blank.
But if the guy goes, no, I'm not going to go, oh, dang it.
You're gonna go. Hey,
I'm gonna
so
go-
I'm actually still planning on it. Actually.
Yeah, I'm going to go, that's a weird vibe. I'm still going to marry her. Because your blessing doesn't mean that much. I was just like trying to do this because,
You go. And for
'Cause
that
you're her dad?
sharks, for that sharks, I'm out.
yeah. That's crazy. I'll be like, dang, I guess I
Dang
guess I'll
it,
have to go
I'll
tell
come
her
back
that it's
tomorrow.
over. I guess I'll have to tell her it's over now. My father asked completely stupid and irrelevant questions that had nothing to do with our relationship. I won't go into the full spiel, but I'll say my father had the gall to ask my partner, if my daughter asks you to lie to me, would you? My partner said, well, I'm going to stand by my wife, so yeah, I would. And my father called him deceitful. I was appalled.
I present you an impossible question.
Yes.
I will either get mad that you're deceiving me or my daughter.
He was like, I'd be like, I would actually just dig a hole. I would just start digging. I would just start digging that hole.
Like, sir, I already bought the shovels, sir.
Sir, there's a hole in the backyard right now. Would you like me to lay in it? You could bury me there. My partner and I have never been so infuriated in our lives. He wasted our time and money over a blessing he was crying about in the first place. While I'm heartbroken that my siblings won't be involved as much as I'd like since they're minors, I still have a lot to be thankful for. Luckily for me, narcissists hate being embarrassed, especially by elders in the family. My great aunt, who is my absolute heart, ripped them a new one. When my mother tried to cry to her about how disrespectful my man was, my aunt asked what question my dad had asked. When my mom told her, she said, "What kind of question is that?" Of course that was going to be his answer. I don't know a single adult who would have answered differently. My mom also tried to double down and say my aunt wasn't being fair. And my aunt responded, "What do you mean? That is fair. You had that man go all the way down there only to set him up with BS questions. In fact, where is your husband? I want to speak to your husband." Pause. If you don't know, if an elder asks to speak to you and then uses your childhood nickname, which is what my aunt did, you are now in danger. Because that means they plan on putting you in a child's place. My mom was so stunned, she made up an excuse and quickly hung up. It was glorious. It got even better because since things went so terribly with my great aunt, I haven't heard a peep from any of my family. My parents got checked so badly they had been too embarrassed to tell anyone else. I mean, yeah, to be fair, that's not really... If I get, like, checked super hard, I'm not going to call everybody and be like, you won't believe what just happened to
Because
me.
what great aunt just did.
I just got embarrassed. I just got shellacked on the phone. That's crazy.
No, that's so great, though. Go great aunt.
Go great. Also, thankfully, where I lack in biological parents, I've gained two incredible in-laws who mean the world to me. They cheer for me so loudly that I don't even notice who's missing in the stands. And by the way, you don't have to miss a single episode full of stories just like this. If you go to your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen, just search OK Storytime. And you can listen to a huge amount of episodes.
It's true.
Stunningly.
You could get started now and you won't be done for months.
Months. Even if you listen on double time, it'll take you more than a month. So we have a little bit more story left. I think it's great that you think your parents are silly babies, because they are.
And I like that your aunt's response was, I'm going to treat him like silly baby.
Yeah, where's that silly baby? Hey, where's the silly baby?
Put the silly
me talk to
baby
him.
on the phone.
He's just, he's like, so imagine you're on a cliff and me and your fiance are both hanging, dangling off the edge. Who do you save? And he's like, I'm going to save my wife?
Like,
I'm sorry?
Wrong. Answer was superhuman strength. You
Yes.
must develop in that very moment. You must fly down and save both of us from the cliff.
Wrong answer. Correct answer. You should have been doing squats and push-ups and bicep curls, and you should have done them enough to be prepared for that moment. So, unfortunately, you little weak baby, you cannot marry my daughter. Also, what is the square root of 702? After everything my parents did, I didn't get the old, but they're your only parents, or maybe you're misunderstanding them. Instead, they sent a long message saying how much they love both of us and how proud they are of me. They told me not to worry about my parents because they already see me as their daughter that they never had. They even said they would foot the bill for our entire wedding,
Oh my God.
and I just couldn't be happier with my future and my new family. So while I'm sad about some parts and it's been tough, I know our future is bright, and that is the end of that story.
Yeah, I really wouldn't be too worried about your dad. I think they've been put so in their place that they're just going to quietly attend this wedding now.
Well, I feel like he is like the most stereotypical, like, just like bad dad who owns a boat. Where it's like, just, what are you doing? He's on the boat. Why?
Boat.
I don't know. He's just on a boat.
Boat?
I don't even know what he does out there.
Boat.
It's a boat.
Boat.
My dad has planes. A plane. But that's cooler than a boat. If you're just gonna go fly, it's like going out and driving a boat is one thing. It's like you want to drive a boat to something. But you can just fly a plane. That's the whole experience.
I feel like you need an airport.
Yeah, he has one. Not his.
Yeah, but you still can't go anywhere. You can just go to an airport.
Oh, yeah, true. No, but I just mean the experience of the plane is flying it. And the experience of the boat is like
It's driving
taking it out and then like doing something with your friends. I've never just been on a boat like, this is enough.
Gotcha.
This is enough. I'm on a boat by myself. Like, for real. That's crazy. But that's the end of that story.
That is. We've got another one.
And let me know in the comments if you really love boats and I'm just missing it.
My wife's family doesn't like me, and I don't know what to do.
Kiss them. Kiss them all.
I, 25 male, white male, have been married to my wife, 26 female, for 4 years, and I've known her for 6 years total. We met online and hit it off wonderfully. We lived 50 miles apart, about an hour's drive, and we only visited once a week, taking turns making the trip. By the way, this comes from... Excuse me. By the way, this comes from Colux4, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Dakota.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, my wife comes from a Hispanic Latino family.
And there it is. I was waiting for the distinction of white male to become relevant.
Me too. Where children do not leave the house until they're married, no exceptions. Her family liked me when they first met me. They even wondered why we weren't immediately dating and prompted my wife to date me. Her extended family loves me, and her parents even gave me permission to marry her. Her little sister loved me too. I used to give her piggyback rides, and she could even tag along when I was dating my wife. I proposed 1.5 years into our relationship, and we got married near the end of that time frame. So technically we married 2 years in. However, once we got married, everything changed. Her parents don't like me anymore, and her little sister seems to not like me either.
Oh.
This could be because we moved to another city after our marriage.
Ooh.
I think that could be.
Yeah, I think that could be. I don't think it has anything to do with you being a white guy.
It's just that you were like, let's move to this city.
I think you moved away.
I had to attend university, and there wasn't any feasible way we could easily continue driving 50 miles back and forth like when we were dating. The university is 2.5 hours away from my wife's family city and 4.5 hours away from my family city. Due to this, we received her parents' permission months prior, then finally got married. This meant my wife finally left her parents' house and lived with me. I write computer programs for a living. I used to work in customer service and sales while doing school, which I did for over 5 years. Now I have 1.5 years. Sorry, there's such a... I got it.
Uh-huh.
Now I have 1.5 years of professional experience in programming. I was recently laid off from a good company when my company hired a bunch of people from a third world country and bought an office. No hard feelings, what's done is done. This is my opportunity to improve my resume, LinkedIn, and skills. My wife hasn't had to work for over a year and a half. I told her she might want to start looking for a job because the market is horrible for junior programmers currently. I can't instantly get a job in my field, and it could take more than a month. Luckily, I got a government interview request within a week. Unfortunately, that's a month away, and the government is slow when sending job offers after interviews. I need to practice coding and brush up on data structures and algorithms in case the government throws the book at me. Here's where things get really frustrating. My wife's family still doesn't like me, and they're being toxic about it. Earlier, my wife was in the car and mentioned she was donating plasma because she wanted to save some extra money. Next thing you know, her parents are yelling at her saying, "Why would you sell your body like that? Come home with us and leave your husband."
Why would you sell your plasma? That sounds so cool. Why would you get rid of it?
Why wouldn't you keep that little bottle in your room?
It's like, well, Mom and Dad, theoretically, I do sell my plasma, and it could save someone's life. So, kind of a win-win.
Kind of saving lives out here. My wife doesn't feel that way, but it's frustrating not being accepted. They told her to keep it a secret, but obviously we don't keep secrets. We talk to each other, and it's tough to navigate because I can already assume their next argument with her. They're going to be mad at her for telling me, then they're going to yell at her. It's the most frustrating thing.
Ugh.
Months ago, she went on a strike from talking to them. Earlier, my wife was on the phone, and her mother mentioned something along the lines of, we were waiting for you to come to the realization that you don't need him.
And this is just why?
Wow.
Because he lost his job and he's not making enough money.
And they moved away or something.
And they moved away. I can't wait for you to get this juicy government programming job, and they're inevitably going to ask you for something, and then you get to go, ooh, yeah, I think I might have to talk to your wife because if you're asking me for stuff, I don't think she should be with you. I think she should leave you.
She should make sure to stay over here with me.
Yeah, maybe she should move in with me since I'm going to take care of her.
She wouldn't just leave me because of tough times, but it's annoying that her family feels this way. They feel like I forced her to donate plasma. They feel like I'm the reason we don't visit every week. How am I supposed to navigate this without feeling frustrated that they're acting childish and unfair? We aren't in the financial position to spend that sort of gas money. We are saving currently. My wife has a job, and I'm waiting on interviews while practicing coding. We are going over one more time this weekend since they are trading in their car. My wife has to be there because her name is on the title. But after that, I'm thinking we either need to talk about this or shun them and go home. They're acting childish, and my wife is the middleman. I wish she didn't have to endure this, nor do I. It's frustrating that they don't like me. It makes me think they don't like me because I'm into tech and that's my career rather than being hands-on. Well, no, I don't think it's that. From my wife's perspective, it's really hard to accept just go no contact because while it's a generally accepted thing that parents are toxic and overprotective of their children in her culture, and she knows it's wrong, it's ingrained in her to feel a great sense of shame to disobey her parents. She knows it comes from love and a willingness to do anything for your children, even if it means never allowing them to live a life of their own. She's afraid to speak up sometimes. And when she does, things change for a little while until they let a comment slip or express their disappointment. It's not easy for some to understand this. It's common in other communities as well, but probably not to the same extent. You're expected to be with your family forever and always contribute to the whole family no matter what. If you leave, everyone talks about it and ostracizes you. Yet also accepts you with open arms when you inevitably come crawling back for approval. She gets a whole speech lined up in her head, but when she talks to them about it, they act like nothing happened, and they're close again for a short time. She craves her parents' affection, but she also desires her own life, and this is why she keeps things from them. Of course, when they find out something, they immediately blame anyone standing close enough to feel the shrapnel. Growing up, it would be friends, always one friend that was a bad influence or something. She couldn't.
Wait. It's
Oh, did it get stuck?
Yeah, it's slowing down.
She couldn't have fun 2 days in a row.
Go back to growing up.
Growing up, it would be friends, always one friend that was a bad influence or something. She couldn't have fun 2 days in a row. Video games were seen as a waste. Family events were the only real source of entertainment, and while she complained, she also complied. Yeah. And while she complained, she also complied. It's love, but it's toxic love. It's dependency. By the way, I'd love to depend on you to listen to new episodes with full stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts, and search up OK Storytime.
Yeah. But don't have too much. You're not allowed to have fun 2 days in a row. Okay? Too much fun spoils the meat.
We've actually
spoils the juice.
We've got quite a little bit left here, actually. With the whole, cutting off your in-laws thing, though, I always do get a little hesitant because it's like, sure, you can choose to cut them off, but ultimately, you can't make your partner cut off their family. It has to be their own thing. So being like, she just needs to cut them off. They hate me. It's like, you can stop talking to him, buddy. But, if she wants to keep in this cycle of what she's feeling, she can. You can't be like, you have to cut off your family.
I mean, it kind of, I feel like it sounds like she's also, not jazzing with it.
And if she's totally also over it and is like, no, I don't want them in my life anymore, then for sure. For sure. I just always get a little hesitant when it's a partner being like, and we need to cut off my in-laws.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't feel like they're going to go full blown and we'll never speak to you ever again.
Yeah.
It's we're just going to not let you put worms in our brain until you chill out and realize, okay, this is reality and our daughter married this guy and she lives with him because it's her husband.
Yeah. I also do not agree with his statement that the family doesn't like him because he doesn't have a manual labor job. Buddy, I think it's because
there are definitely situations where people don't respect anything except blue collar work, regardless of.
But I'm pretty
culture.
sure it's because you moved their daughter 4 hours away from them.
It could be, but then it's it's we'll see what happens when you have a career that's dependent on nothing. It's if you had a real job, you could go find work wherever you needed it. It's I've been around people like that in Missouri. That just they don't respect anything but just a blue collar working job.
That's crazy. She knows she's not the only kid that feels this way. You always see other people's humor posts, and while she laughs, it also hurts because it's not normal. It's not healthy, and there are few you can open up to about it. I ended up frustrated enough to send this post. On to another site. My wife and I are planning to speak with the family near the end of this week to figure this out. How would you handle the situation? Input is appreciated. And we do have some comments. Comment 1. Hard to tell. It mostly sounds like they don't like you because 1, you can no longer support their daughter, and 2, she lives 50 miles away from them because of you. Unclear why your wife failed to work for the past 1.5 years. Maybe her family thinks they shouldn't have to work. They probably think you should work harder at job hunting as well. You could use this as an opportunity to find a job far, far away. So far that visiting every week isn't viable. A big part of the problem is your wife. She tells her family too much. Why would she tell her family that you're so broke she's selling plasma? Your wife knew exactly what the reaction would be. You can confront them if you want, but it's not going to help anything, and no one is going to walk away feeling better. Opie says, tough one. We currently live 2.5 hours away from her family and 4.5 hours away from my family. She hasn't needed to work because my career paid good money. We made $74.5K a year and had a good savings. So we were good for a few months. That's what you made a year and she didn't have to work? Where do you live?
They probably live in like Nebraska.
That's cool. A few months after I started working, she found a position in healthcare, but the business was horrible, and my wife was afraid she'd lose her certification because the business decided to schedule only her for night shifts to cover 50 plus patients. After 2 weeks, she couldn't handle it, and I mentioned that she should stop. After that, I started paying for her to get a CompTIA A++ certification. She studied for some months and finished each class. She can technically take the test now, but with the economy not looking good for tech, she decided to take a call center job locally. My wife's family is tough and doesn't seem to like anything we tell them. Seems like they support her, but always put the blame on me because we don't live near. About the plasma part, she immediately knew she messed up with that one. She talked a bit too much and is used to telling them most things. Unfortunately, it backfired and made them have more ammunition against me. We are visiting one more time this weekend, but not ecstatic to visit. It's frustrating because I don't know enough Spanish to keep up. I wondered if it could be resentment from that, but it's tough.
Oh, dude, you have a perfect opportunity to just learn Spanish low-key. Low-key, don't let anyone know you're learning Spanish and just learn Spanish.
And then hear everything.
And then reply with however you say that's interesting in Spanish.
I thought you were going to whip out Spanish. I have things to constantly learn to be interview ready since the programming field in general is really tough right now, and they are in the US. My wife is supportive of me, and I know she wouldn't leave me, but it's sad that her family hasn't changed stance. For a few months, my wife stopped talking to them because they required her to talk for hours each week, and it became too much. Now her mom let that comment slip, and it feels super frustrating and saddens me that they feel that way. My parents worked so hard to save money for me to go to college, have an apartment with my wife, etc. Now that I've finally had a career for almost 2 years, I felt my hard work paid off. I can afford a pretty nice apartment in a safe area, and I've been supporting her since I finished college. Thank you for the comment, and that is the end of that story. Yeah, I feel like you and your wife can just, like, I don't know, do your own thing and stop worrying about what they think.
I agree. You're kind of already doing it. You're going to get a good job. She's going to get a better job. Y'all going to be fine.
Yeah. But
and the silly baby parents are just still going to be silly babies. Learn Spanish. Learn Spanish. Big dog. They will respect you for that. I guarantee it.
Yeah, and then if it is resentment from that would hopefully help just, like, clear that up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you learned it.
It also opens up more job opportunities.
True.
But that's the end of that story. We got another one coming right up. My brother refused to pick up his son after getting back from vacation.
Pick him up from where?
So, my twin brother and his wife, who I have bad blood with, went to New York City on a trip a week ago. They have a son who turned 2 today. Before leaving, my brother asked if I could watch their son, and I agreed to it. I just reminded my brother to be back by his birthday because I wouldn't want them to miss their only child's birthday.
Finally, a story for the only children.
You're kidding me.
Woo!
Oh, come on.
What are we doing?
By the way, this comes from user VegetableBill2167. If you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Carly.
We're here to give you a little good advice goofily, you know? But we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do. So if you would do something else, let us know in the comments. And OP says, my husband and I also have a family trip planned to GWL, which is Great Wolf Lodge, a huge indoor water park, on Halloween. And I voiced to my brother that I didn't feel comfortable taking their son to a crowded water park without them tagging along. They flew back into Florida, where we all live, late last night. I didn't bother them this morning about picking up their son, due to them probably being exhausted. Around 11 a.m., my brother texted if I wanted to meet up for lunch. I was a bit annoyed at the last-minute plan because I'm a mom of 6 and I can't just drop things to go have lunch with them. They offered to buy it, so I went to the restaurant. They ended up flaking,
What?
so I got food to go and came home. How are you going to flake on the plans you made?
You just offered someone a free lunch and then flaked on them.
That's insane. I called my brother and went off on him, which caused him to block my number. He took offense that I didn't want their son tagging along on our trip during our phone argument. It's 5 p.m. and they have yet to get their son. I'm stressed, overwhelmed, and don't know what to do. I don't have his wife's number, and honestly, she won't be of any help. I know the internet is limited when it comes to helping, but what would you all do? Hoping for advice because I'm overwhelmed and I honestly feel like getting the state involved. And there are some comments here. Girl, I would show up to his house and I'd say, knock, knock, knock. Here's your child.
Did you forget you had a 2-year-old?
Knock, knock, knock. Your baby is here.
It's his birthday.
It's your baby's birthday. Wish him happy birthday. Relevant comments. OP on her brother's marriage and the reason behind the trip. OP says, I didn't really want to go too much into the trip due to wanting to protect my brother's dignity. I really don't care anymore, though, about protecting him. Around a month ago, he and his wife got into a heated argument. She left him to fly to the UK to meet some man. Whoa, things didn't work out with that relationship, so she flew to New York City and convinced my husband to fly there so they could work on their relationship with a small getaway. What?
Oops.
What?
I don't like that.
She already got away. She failed. She failed at getting away.
She had her getaway with another man and then said, actually, you want to meet me in New York?
Yeah, maybe meet me in New York. Ugh, she sounds terrible. Oh, she sounds awful. Their marriage is messy.
Yeah.
This is the 4th or 5th time they've separated.
Oh my God, why did they have a kid?
Ugh. OP on her and her husband's jobs. My husband is a pediatric craniofacial maxillofacial surgeon. I make money from the internet, the TikTok. We moved to Florida in June of this year from Arizona and use our Arizona house as an Airbnb. Our children are well kept and have a far better childhood than my husband and I had. I think it's very trashy to hate on large families and assume that we can't afford our children. A commenter says, okay, so the brother is a but what about the sister-in-law and mother of the child? She isn't missing the baby? Many moms can't even make it through a date night dinner because they don't want to leave their baby. Well, we've already established she literally ran away to the UK.
We've already established she really has no ties or emotional caring at all.
She does not care. How is she not wanting to see her baby regardless of the dad? I think it is drogas. If it was postpartum, the dad would still want to have the child, even if the mom is freaked out. I'm sorry, it's wild how the internet just draws their own conclusions instantaneously.
It's like, hey, sometimes people just really suck and they have kids and then they don't care.
Yeah, some people
And they're
just don't care.
Crappy humans.
If it was postpartum, the dad would still want to have the child, even if the mom is freaked out. This couple shouldn't have had kids and did. Thank you, comment. Your hindsight is so insightful. OP says, the reason why my sister-in-law and I didn't get along is because she lies a lot and is a horrible person. We actually did get along until her mask fell off. I'll tell you all the drama. They've been married since August 2020. They had their wedding in our grandma's huge backyard. My grandma asked at their reception about kids in the future because she favored my brother and was happy he found someone after years of legal trouble. My sister-in-law claimed that she had cancer and they had to remove her uterus a few years ago. Literally lying about having cancer has got to be one of the scumbaggiest things you could ever do.
Easily.
Not only that, but you're lying to your grandmother-in-law about your ability to have children because of cancer. You are scum. Scum. Just say, no, I don't know. We're still thinking about it.
Yeah, Jesus.
7 months into their marriage, they got into a huge argument. She told him she lied about the cancer and that she just doesn't want to have children.
Also, they hadn't spoken
Wow.
about that before they got married.
These people are dumb. These people are dumb and
I was
insane.
assuming he was just in on lying to grandma, not like he was
Right.
actively also being lied to.
Yeah, right. I didn't think that either. This is crazy. They had a pending divorce, but
Yeah.
reconciled in February 2023. She ended up getting pregnant. Lovely.
How do you tell grandma that?
Dude.
It's a miracle I had 2 uteruses the whole time.
When you find out your partner lied about having cancer, you should divorce them. You should break up with them. You should
And
leave them.
stay divorced.
OP on her family's background when she was growing up. OP says it's most definitely real. Feel free to come over and help if you're just going to run your mouth. Oh, get him. Get him, OP. I never said I didn't know what CPS is. Of course I know what it is. Pff, I experienced not being wanted, and the same thing happened to my brother and me at a young age. Our parents lost parental rights, and our grandparents raised us. Maybe I don't want the same thing for my nephew. Tell me you haven't grown up in a broken family without telling me the type of comment. Update 8 days later. Did you return the child? Did you return the child? Did you go knock, knock, knock? Here is your child.
Do you possibly want a 7th child? Because I think you should just take him in.
I apologize to the people who were waiting for an update from my last post. My husband, our kids, and I just got back from our staycation today at Great Wolf Lodge. I had a very toxic childhood. I wasn't loved and grew up in a broken family. I certainly wouldn't use my nephew for attention. I made the post when I was infuriated at my brother. It was vulnerable. It was raw. I have ADHD and I don't always think before I say things and post things. It's a personality trait I wish I could change. With that said, now going into the update. My brother did unblock my number later in the evening on the same day that he refused to pick up his son, which was October 28th. He said that they've been given an eviction notice. I am the co-signer for him. I helped him find an apartment after their last eviction. He asked me if I could be his co-signer again. Of course, this started another phone escalation because he assumed that their eviction had something to do with me. By the way, the only thing that you need to do right now is be aware you can listen to full episodes of stories like this on your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Just search OK Storytime, and you've got stories at the wazoo.
Oh my goodness.
The absolute gall to get evicted and then be like,
God.
yeah, can you co-sign again for me? Because
This would be a
I just got
third time
evicted.
too. And also, do you have your son yet?
Yes, have you taken back your son? Also, why do you think that it's OP's fault you're getting evicted? She's a co-signer. She exists on the lease for this exact situation when you fail to pay. There's a backup plan there.
God. I hate these people.
They do sound
Obviously
terrible.
not OP, just the other people.
Your brother and his wife sound awful.
Yeah.
Like awful people. Why is she flying to the UK when they can't afford to pay rent? Why are they going on a trip to New York City when they can't pay rent and they're getting evicted from their apartment?
To save their 5th or 6th divorce.
To save their fake marriage that shouldn't exist. That's crazy.
God.
I honestly do think, yeah, maybe you should be thinking about having a 7th child to raise.
I would be terrified for this kid to go back to his biological parents.
Yeah. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. After thinking deeply and chatting with my husband, we decided to take custody of our nephew. Yes.
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 Thank God.
We have plans to work with CPS to get some funding for his care. He went on our trip, and he's such a sweet, energetic little boy who doesn't deserve to be crapped on. We have 5 daughters and only 1 son. Now our son will have a little buddy.
Oh.
My parents lost parental rights over my brother and I when we were 12. For the people worrying that our nephew is going to be placed in a foster home, it's something I just don't have the heart to do. I don't want to continue that cycle, And there are some more relevant comments here. OP on why her brother and his wife were going on vacations, avoiding parenting responsibilities, and his thought process. Not trying to defend him, but it has more to do with his IQ than his priorities. We were both substance exposed in the womb, and it affected him way more than me. I feel more like a parent to him than his twin sister at times because he's clueless and his IQ is very low.
Oh my God, they're
And-
twins?
And now I feel a little worse. Now I feel a little bad. You know, he's just a guy who didn't get a fair shake at life.
For him, sure. For sister-in-law,
No, I don't feel
scum
no.
of the earth.
Don't feel bad for her.
Scum of the earth.
She is the scum of the earth.
I'm still not loving brother, but I do feel for him.
Given that information, though, it makes a
Yeah.
little more sense. That's why I added in my original post that I had to remind him to be back before the 28th. Otherwise, he would have still been on vacation with his child's birthday, or on his child's birthday. Otherwise, he still would have been on vacation on his child's birthday. Comment 1, I'm honestly wondering why the landlord didn't contact you before evicting your brother if you were a co-signer on the lease.
Yeah.
That would make you equally responsible for the rent getting paid. Either your brother put a fake phone number down for you or the landlord didn't fully do their job. You should have had some heads up that this was happening. And I'm glad you took your nephew. And I hope he has a good life with you, your husband, and your kids. Opie says, it wasn't a rent issue. My brother is unemployed by choice, and his wife is also. Moving on. I was covering most of their rent. It was a filth issue. They ignored the landlord warnings. Roaches and mice were living rent-free in their place. They were also sneaking in pets without approval from the landlord. Thanks, by the way. And that is the end of that story. Wow. Might want to try a little outdoor living. If you're going to invite the roaches and the rats into your place of abode,
Oh my God.
aboding,
Uh.
into your humble abode, they just go ahead and go outside. That's where they are.
Ah.
Yeah, you can't have a kid in there either. Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
Well,
key thing to realize: nephew's out of there. Hey, OP
the
got a
nephew was living in that house.
little seventh child.
Like honestly.
Well, I'm sure
you're
OP didn't
amazing.
know that there was a filth
No,
issue.
I know that OP didn't know.
Yeah.
It's just like the hindsight of thinking back and being like that poor little boy.
Poor little boy.
I would play with the mice and the bugs.
Oh,
I gave them all names.
no.
It's pretty nice.
Oh.
It'd be nice because he's a 2-year-old spirit can make anything a decent
I'm
situation.
glad that he got his little water park day with y'all.
Yeah.
I'm sure he probably felt a little like it was a little birthday thing almost.
Yeah, I'm sure he felt like this was the best thing ever. And it is the best thing ever, and he's now with you.
He's got 6 new siblings.
Mm-hmm. But that is the end of that story.
My mother-in-law excluded me from everything, so I'm cutting her off.
You want to exclude me? I'll exclude you.
My fiance, 25 male, and I, 24.
Oh wait, it's up. Okay.
Okay.
Start again.
My fiance, 25 male, and I, 24 female, have been together for a year and a half, and we got engaged a month ago. We had a beautiful baby girl 3 months ago, and she's just perfection. The issue, however, is my soon-to-be mother-in-law. By the way, this comes from Realistic Average 20, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. And I'm Angie.
I'm Carly.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We just know what we would do in this situation, so let us know what you would do in the comments. So, OP says, could you really quick? Thanks. If I wrote everything that has happened in the past year and a half, it would be an entire book. So I will spare the goriness of all of that. For the issue on hand, however, I do need to give a bit of background. My fiance and I live an hour away from his family and only 20 minutes from mine. He moved away from his parents after coming back for college for work. I moved in with him in November from my parents' house after finding out that we were pregnant. My mother-in-law has had an issue with my fiance living away from them since he moved in 2022 and has even blamed it on me. She, father-in-law, and sister-in-law have made it both blatantly. Her father-in-law and sister-in-law have made both blatant and passive-aggressive comments about how fiance doesn't come around often enough, or that him and I only spend time with my family. Which we did spend more time with my family because for the majority of our relationship, I was living with them. Since we had our daughter, mother-in-law makes even more comments about how she, quote, wants her granddaughter to know her, and that she wants to actually have a relationship with her. She has even gone as far as to stop speaking to fiance for weeks because she thinks that my parents spend every day with our daughter. She thinks my family and I, quote, stole him from her, and that my parents are trying to replace her. Sister-in-law has 3 kids, to which mother-in-law is the sole babysitter and honestly has the kids more than sister-in-law does. We're good. So fiance is thinking that she wants our daughter to herself like she gets with the others. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Never mind.
Oh, like that mother-in-law is okay.
Yeah. So fiance is thinking that mother-in-law wants our daughter to herself like she gets with the others. When we got invited over, it's usually only fiance and our daughter that get an invite. Fiance and I have addressed this, to which mother-in-law replied, it's implied that OP is invited.
Well, then just include my name on there.
Yeah, right? Is it really that much to type out?
It would be implied my kid is, too,
Yeah,
but you're
exactly.
including her.
Yeah. She went as far as to remove fiance and I from her Blue app after we asked her to tag me in a post that she made of our daughter. She had only tagged fiance and sister-in-law, then got defensive when fiance told her that it was rude not to tag me. So what do you guys think? There are some comments, but what do you think, Carly?
Sounds like she's doing it on purpose to me.
Sounds like some mean girl action right now.
Sounds like we went back to high school
Yeah,
with
I
your
think so.
mother-in-law.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, your relationship did move fast. So, like, sometimes in these stories, like, a lot of the
Yeah.
parents don't react well to that. But at the same time, like, that's not cool, obviously.
Right. Just because you're not happy about it doesn't mean that you can just, like, leave OP out, mother-in-law. What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. And then she also mentioned something about, like, hang on. Mother-in-law makes comments about, like, wanting the granddaughter to know her and wants a relationship with her. But then the next sentence is that she has stopped, like, she has gone so far as to stop talking to fiance for weeks because she's upset that the parents get to spend every day with their
Right.
daughter.
So
or
it's
thinks
like,
they get to.
I really want to hang out with your daughter, but I'm mad
Yeah.
at you, so I'm not going to talk to you for a while, and then I'm
Yeah.
going to be more mad that I didn't hang out with your daughter in that time.
Right. So it's like, girl, at that point, it's your fault.
Right.
That's on you.
We have no logic here.
Yeah. But we do have some comments. Comment number 1 says, it's not you. It's the idea of you. Mother-in-law wants her son and her grandchildren to be her minions. She expects her daughter-in-law and son-in-law to be minions too. You aren't. You are an adult who lives somewhere, and your fiance wants to be with you and build a life with you, so he moved. She can't blame her son, so she has to blame you for taking her son away from her as if he was a child, and her grandchild as if she were the mother instead of you. She is being petty and unreasonable. She is hoping that her being petty and leaving you uninvited, that it will create cracks in your relationship so that fiance will leave you and take the child and move back to her so she can raise more babies. Mother-in-law is an empty nester who refuses to embrace her life as an empty nester. She wants to be a mom, raising her kids and grandkids. There is no reasoning with her because she's unreasonable. So you and fiance figure out how often you want to visit and only go as a family unit. You, fiance, and child are your own little family unit. Any other invitations you are entitled to politely but firmly decline. Don't engage in her games about grandparent time. Just respond, we are fair to both families, and I'm sorry if you feel differently about that. You and fiance need to build a wonderful life together with your child. And we do have an update, but yeah, I mean, that comment was like pretty spot on.
Yeah.
We covered all the bases.
Good job, Colin.
No notes. No notes.
A+.
Yeah. And we do have an update. Try to sit up real quick. We do have an update. Mother-in-law says my daughter is just for my family. Interesting. Fiance and I decided to ask his family and mine to lunch the day before Father's Day. This is an attempt to get both sides together before we start heavy wedding planning, and also so that we are able to celebrate my dad, father-in-law, and fiance all in one. My parents were immediately good with it and accepted the invite. In-laws, however, took 3 days to respond, and fiance was instructed by mother-in-law to ask both parents separately. In the end, they accepted.
Okay.
Today is fiance's birthday, so his parents gave him a call this morning. The call went as I expected. Father-in-law asked about work and money, and mother-in-law was nosy and judgy about how I was going to cook dinner. However, we missed sister-in-law's birthday in May, and her youngest child's birthday is at the end of June. Mother-in-law ended the call asking fiance if we can pick a day to go to their house to celebrate all 3 birthdays in one. Our daughter will be 4 months this month, so she will obviously be a big part of the celebration. So she will obviously be a big part of the celebration. I hate playing past the baby, and since in-laws have barely seen her, I know they will push to hold her a lot. I have PPD and PPA, so my list of people I fully trust with my daughter is very short. In-laws are not on that list, and we do have a second update. Yeah, that sounds stressful.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
It's so easy from an outside perspective to be like, well, just let them hold the baby. Like, they haven't seen the baby.
Right.
But I can understand the stress of that as your
Yeah.
child is being passed around.
Right, and if you have postpartum depression,
Right,
and
I'm
anxiety,
sure.
Yeah, I'm sure that is something that we just could not understand. Could you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Could you move my camera down a little
Yeah.
bit so I don't have to sit up? Thanks. It's got a lot of headroom. Perfect. Thank you very much. Awesome. Okay. But we do have a second update. Mother-in-law says baby is just for my family. Oh, okay. Same
That's just
title.
the title
Yeah.
of the post.
Okay, yeah. We went to the early Father's Day lunch with both mine and my fiance's family. One long table where fiance, daughter, and I were at one end. My family arrived when we did, on time, and the in-laws arrived about 10 minutes after. Okay, 10 minutes to a dinner, I feel like that's fine. 10 minutes late to a dinner, I feel like you can pass.
And
You
she
can feel
said, listen, as someone who's often late,
as someone who will be 15 minutes late to that dinner,
10 minutes?
I feel
Looking
like
great.
that's like impressive. 10 minutes late.
I feel like at some point you do start to get in that headspace of like, they can't do anything
Yeah,
right, so
it
you're going
totally
to
makes
nitpick
sense.
everything. So I'm sure the 10 minutes is just,
Just
you know, could be a little bit
icing on the
nitpicky.
cake.
I also totally understand, though, being like, just show up on time. Come on.
Yeah. They said hello and hugged fiance and said hi to my family and gave sideways hello to me. I was holding baby in my lap. Well, that would make sense, yeah. Right. Well, you can't really hug it straight on then. The day before this, our daughter got her 4-month shots, so she was not fully acting herself and was being clingy to us. Fiance spent most of the lunch talking to his parents, while I talked to both him and mine. Fiance and I passed out Father's Day gifts and a late Mother's Day gift to mother-in-law. She was convinced that fiance and sister-in-law went in on the gift, even after fiance told her that I made it. Sorry. Okay. We did not want to pass the baby around. We stood firm on that, and it was either fiance or I holding the daughter the entire time. Sister-in-law came up to me, reached out her hands to grab my daughter, and said, "Can I take her?" So I politely said, "Oh, we don't want to pass her around today. We're going to keep her with us." She then made a face and then walked back to her seat. Father-in-law came and said hello to both baby and I, which was nice. Before everyone left, sister-in-law came over and kept getting very close to trying to pick up the baby, but never did. She's
She's trying to like sideswipe the baby
yeah,
up.
yeah. I'm imagining like
So, whoop, got him!
there's like an episode of New Girl where there's like they make someone like they give someone a challenge of like, okay, now act like you're about to break dance, but you never break dance, and it's like the funniest thing of him just like going around like, you know,
And
and
she
then
just never
that's what
does
I'm
it.
imagining her with this baby.
Yeah,
She's like,
that's-
"Oh, I'm gonna get
your baby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the baby.
Yeah.
I mean, good on you, OP, for holding your boundaries on that one.
Yeah,
though.
absolutely.
And being like, no, I told you no. Can't take the baby.
Yeah. And she's the only one that like is kind of
Is
not
pushing
respecting
it.
it.
Yeah.
She took photos of her and just kind of lingered. Mother-in-law asked fiance if she could hold the baby, and fiance calmly explained why she couldn't. She then pouted and then said she was ready to leave. She never once came up to me or our daughter. She ended up leaving without a goodbye to anyone but fiance. When we left, fiance immediately got aggressive texts from sister-in-law accusing him of lying to them about why he wears a ring on his left
What?
hand. I'm sorry, what? What? I feel like that has a very clear meaning.
Well, they're not married yet. They are engaged.
Oh, okay,
So maybe
okay.
they're just like, why do you wear that? But
Yeah.
I was just assuming immediately it was like just a symbol of like, yeah, we're
Like,
we're
yeah.
pretty much married already.
Yeah,
like, he just
exactly.
wants to.
Like, why would you be like?
Why
what
are we
would the
worried
lie
about
be?
it?
There's
Right.
like only one explanation for that.
Right.
I don't understand. But OP says, I bought him one when he bought my engagement ring, so he chose to start wearing it when we got engaged. She then sent very strong texts angry with us for not letting them hold our daughter and threw in many a curse word. There was even a text that was somewhat threatening to both of us. Oh, wow.
Jeez.
This went on for a few hours. That night, she posted photos of our daughter from lunch and didn't tag either one of us, but did tag mother-in-law. This is a huge deal to us for safety reasons. I left a comment on sister-in-law's post thanking her for the non-existent tag. She then proceeded to text fiance that it was, quote, her app so she could post what she wanted to, along with more curse words. Fiance told her that she can post our daughter as long as she tags us, to which she responded with, well, don't ask to see my kid since I can't see yours. He literally didn't say that.
Literally didn't even say
He
that.
literally didn't even say
He
that.
literally just said, hey, can you tag us? It's a picture of my kid.
Yeah, and she's like, wow.
How dare
If
you?
you're saying I can't see your daughter, then
I
you
guess you
can't-
can't see mine.
Like, what? What is it? What? Does that even... How do you get there? Y'all are crazy.
Yeah, they just want to be haters.
Yeah. Mother-in-law then sent a long text blaming fiance for how sister-in-law acted and for how everyone was feeling. I decided to text mother-in-law to try and clear the air and explain our side of things. It was a very long message, and she replied with her own lengthy response. However, nowhere in it did she acknowledge anything I said, gave excuses for their behavior, and defended sister-in-law. Right now, no one has spoken to fiance, and we've decided to let it sit and see what happens. At this point, we do not want sister-in-law anywhere around our daughter until we get a firm apology in person. And we do have a third update here.
Jeez.
Do you think we're going to get that apology?
No,
Yeah, I definitely don't think so.
it's not looking likely.
Yeah, I feel like you're going to be like, hey, like, you can see our daughter. We just need you to apologize for, like, cursing at us and threatening us.
And
all
she's going to
that
be like,
stuff."
so you're saying I can never see your daughter again?
Yeah, so you're saying that you wish my daughter was never born. Oh, wow.
Seems
like-
like that's what you're saying.
It's like, huh?
What?
We have a third update here. After the last blow up with my future in-laws, my fiance and I haven't spoken to them in weeks. He was waiting for some medical supplies to come in and got a notification that it was delivered, but not to our house. The photo showed it sitting at his parents' house. It had been there for a few days with no communication from his mother. He called her, but no answer. So he texted her asking if he had a package. She responded, yes. And that was all. Fiance drove the hour away to pick up the package, which contained medical supplies that he had been waiting on for weeks. Immediately upon arrival, he was scolded and asked, so what the F is going on? Then, they had it out for about an hour. He called me on his way home to tell me everything. A ton of blame was put on me for keeping him away from the family and changing him, purposefully keeping our daughter from them, not trying to be a part of the family. She told fiance that his sister was just very hurt and that we need to apologize to her. That mother-in-law apparently is up all night crying and never gets to sleep because of everything. She has claimed that an hour isn't that far of a drive and that we can make the trip with our now 5-month-old because they are always busy. Thought it wasn't that far of a drive.
I thought it was a really easy drive.
I thought it was like a super easy drive. What's the deal? What's
I
the
bet you
story?
really want to see the kid.
Yeah. What's going on? I think you're just lazy. I think you're always lazy, mother-in-law. My fiance wants to stay in contact with them solely because they're family, but agrees that they shouldn't have much contact with our daughter. Neither of us are comfortable with it. There is a birthday party coming up for sister-in-law's twins turning 6, which we were told to go to. Should we go? Our daughter will be 6 months at that point. We had a conversation about everything with his grandmother, mother-in-law's mom, who agreed with us on everything and told me how proud she is of me and how happy she is to have me become part of the family. The same from his aunt and grandfather. So I don't want to lose contact with all of fiance's family, but I don't want to see mother-in-law or sister-in-law. And we do have a 4th update. My goodness, but what would you say is the move right now?
I don't even know, because it's nice to know that, like, some of the family does seem very respectful and inviting and everything.
Yeah.
So part of me wants to be like, well, don't, like, if you really want to have some sort of relationship, like, don't cut them all out. I think that'd be
Sure.
really hard. I don't really think you need to keep talking to mother-in-law and sister-in-law, though.
Yeah, because it's like, the only thing I could think of is, like, if you go to these events and you want to see these other family members,
Yeah.
like, you're gonna just have to kind of deal with it and just ignore
Right.
them in a sense. But if you're like, if all you did was like go pick up a package and, or like, you know, all your
Right.
husband did or future husband did was pick up a package and then that already started like an argument, it's like, okay, I feel like they're not gonna be able to just ignore them.
Right.
So
That is my worry as well.
we do have a 4th update. For about a week or two at the end of last month, my fiance hadn't heard from his mother. Simple texts warranted no response from her. However, she texted fiance and his sister on Grandparents' Day, telling them to call their grandmother. Fiance decided to FaceTime mother-in-law to wish her a happy Grandparents' Day, since sister-in-law has 3 kids and we have 1. I told fiance that I did not want to be in the call, since mother-in-law never wants to see me anyway, and I have decided to go no contact with her. The first thing out of her mouth when she answered, well, baby's name has no hair. What? Our daughter was 6 months old. She argued with my fiance for 5 minutes. I'm sorry, what? What? You literally are just calling for Grandparents' Day, and then she immediately is just calling out your baby for being bald? That's crazy, dude. What is even...
Your little bald baby.
Hello? Yeah, your baby's bald. It's like, what?
Like,
Okay?
okay.
Like, what?
It's a baby.
Literally 6 months old. My goodness.
Yeah.
And then you argued for 5 minutes. This is so wild. She then decided to argue again on our choice to give our daughter oatmeal by spoon instead of rice cereal in her bottle. The call consisted of fiance giving his parents life updates, which they didn't care about, and them continually trying to end the call. Finally, he gave them wedding planning updates, and his dad says, well, that sounds awfully expensive. And mother-in-law follows up with, doesn't the bride's family pay for the wedding? I was livid. We have been engaged since April, and they have not once congratulated us, invited us over to celebrate, or even put me in a group chat with the other women of the family. We hadn't heard from mother-in-law in a couple of weeks. This past weekend, we traveled to my sister's college for a family weekend, which was about 2.5 hours away. Fiance sent a photo to mother-in-law Fiance sent a photo to mother-in-law for her to show father-in-law. She responded with, well, where are you? So fiance told her, and her reply was, I wish their town was close to our town. I wish their town was as close to our town as the college town is, so I could actually see my son and granddaughter. And we were pissed off. Fiance didn't reply. We live an hour away from his parents and sister. So technically, we went further away this weekend. But they only want to see fiance and our daughter I'm going to sing that says we. But they only want to see fiance and our daughter if fiance and our daughter travels to them. Mother-in-law and father-in-law have only visited our house twice since we had the baby in February. Baby's about 6 months old now. That's wild. On the flip side, my mom stayed with us for 3 days at a time for almost 2 months after we came home from the hospital, and my whole side of the family visits us many times. Fiance knows there is an issue with them, but still wants to have our daughter be involved with them. They disrespect me, my fiance, and our relationship, and have since we started dating. I am completely fine with her growing up only knowing one set of grandparents until they can fix themselves. We do have a 5th update that says breaking point.
I feel like we've hit it, and I feel like it's time to stop talking to him.
Yeah, I honestly do. I want to know more information about what your fiance thinks, because,
Yeah.
you know, he's obviously arguing with them too, so he's not just like weak spining it.
But then I'm also confused at that one conversation where she was like, they kept trying to end the phone call,
Yeah.
but he kept it going. So then I'm
Yeah.
like, why are we like having longer conversations than we need to have?
Yeah, it really seems like he just really wants them in his life.
Just totally fair as his parents.
Yeah. And then it's just like so disappointing how they're
Yeah.
acting, and he's like, you know, probably doesn't want to accept it.
Yeah, that's probably.
Tough, dude, tough. But we do have a 5th update. I think I have officially reached my breaking point.
Yeah.
My fiance is working his 2nd job tonight, so my daughter and I have some time together. In the middle of cooking dinner, a package gets dropped off at the door. I know I haven't ordered anything, and my fiance hasn't either. It's a medium-sized box with the return address of my future in-laws, addressed to my fiance and our daughter. I text him to see if I can open it. And by the way, and we can find out what's in the box after I let you know that you can listen to full episodes of stories just like this one on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or whatever your favorite podcast app is. Just search OK Storytime.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Let's find out. I feel like it's gonna be a situation where you have to cut a red wire, or else everything's gonna be destroyed.
Not if it's addressed to.
The
Like, that would
fiancé, I
be
guess,
totally
yeah.
addressed to OP.
Yeah, that's so right.
It'd
It'd
be
be
like, OP and
OP.
only OP. We have changed our hearts.
Yeah,
You must
OP.
open this box alone, away from everybody.
right. Go into a middle of a field and open the box. That's what you gotta do. All right. I opened it to find this letter on the top of a stack of things. This letter reads, "Hey, wanted to get daughter these before she grows out of them. I've been picking them up when I found something cute. The little Western dress is in a 12-month size, so she will have to grow into it, but it was so cute. It is unfortunate that we are not able to find the time to get together with your working weekends and such, but I guess that's how things go. If the clothes don't fit or you're not interested in daughter wearing them, please bring them to the station and donate to someone who is less fortunate. I would have returned them, but I had them for too long. Take care." What? I'm sorry. You've been picking them out for the daughter to wear, and then now you're like, well, I would have returned them, but I had them for too long.
What?
So what?
And yet didn't give them to us.
Yeah. Why?
Okay. Sure.
What?
Sure.
What? Safe to say, we're done. I sent photos to my fiance, and he was livid. I was fuming. She has lost any possible relationship with my daughter and I, and my fiance wants nothing to do with her. And that's the end of that story. Wow.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, I mean, at least your fiance's on the same page now.
That was a weird breaking point, but yeah.
Yeah, it really was.
I'm just like, what were they? Sure.
But
You,
I mean,
you know what? Sure.
Yeah, but I guess that's kind of been like all of their
Yeah.
reactions to things. It's just like, huh? What is going on inside your brain?
And I'm glad it made us get there regardless.
Yeah,
Let's-
I agree. We're there.
Yes.
But that's the end of that story. We've got another one coming
Ooh.
right up.
Yes, we do. My mother-in-law treats my baby as if it's her own while I deal with postpartum.
That's my baby, not yours.
So I love my in-laws dearly. They are so supportive of us having a baby and even let us move in until we save enough to buy our own home. By the way, this comes from Rare Mushroom 2710, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Angie.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, all throughout my pregnancy, his mother has been very overwhelming. I took my test with her, and of course it was positive. We asked her not to tell anyone until we found out everything was okay, and we were ready to announce it. I'm going to say that again. We asked her not to tell anyone until we found out everything was okay, and we were ready to announce it. She, of course, didn't respect our wish and told people anyway. That should have been the first red flag. We brushed it off. She kept getting on us about announcing that we are expecting. I finally agreed to post after I found out the gender of the baby. She reposted and continued to say she is finally getting her baby girl. People were commenting on the post thinking she was pregnant.
Well, yeah. When you say you're getting your baby, that means it's birthed from you.
Usually what's implied. I brought this up to my boyfriend and he said no, it's fine. I had the weirdest feeling about it. We again brushed it off. A month or so later, we were trying to figure out how we were going to fit everything in our space, and she kept making comments saying she wants a crib in her room and a car seat in her car. There are other places in the house, she said, there are other places in the house for her stuff to go, talking about her room. I started getting very overwhelmed. This is my first child. My mother and her were supposed to be planning my shower together. I have the worst anxiety and asked for a small shower. She kept pushing that she was going to be inviting 50 people herself and just kept involving her friends in everything about my shower. It got to a point where I had to tell her multiple times that she needs to involve my mother because she was just leaving my mother out. We got to filling out the invitations and ran out of envelopes, so she said she would get more the next day. Come the next day, I get home from work and see a whole stack of invitations with people's names that I don't know. My boyfriend at this point is getting angry because he is seeing how it seems like she thinks my child is her child. Come to my baby shower, my boyfriend and I walk in and at least 6 of her friends are there. I immediately feel upset because I expressed multiple times that I didn't want my shower filled with strangers. Her friends did not introduce themselves to me or talk to me the entire
What?
shower.
I'm sorry. You're gonna invite guests, first of all, when you were explicitly asked not
Right.
to. And then you're gonna invite guests that are rude enough to not even speak to the host of the party?
It's so weird.
So weird.
That made me even more upset. At the end, they all cleaned up while I tell people bye and whatnot. We get home and realize that the money, checks, and gift cards are missing,
But
along with some cards. They ended up going back and checking the dumpster. They did, in fact, find said money and cards. They also threw away bowls and unopened decorations that could definitely be used again. So, not only did these strangers not speak to me at my shower, but they also threw away cards with money.
oh, I accidentally did that one time. Or that happened around a Christmas one year. I
Oof.
was so sad.
For yourself, though.
Yeah, it was mine.
yeah.
It was mine. I don't know if it was like me that threw it away, or
Oof.
I'm pretty sure the story is that I got caught up with all the wrapping paper.
Oh.
But it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how it is when you're expecting a child.
No. It got to the point where I started having panic attacks and uncontrollably crying, stressing over not being respected and being overstepped. My boyfriend ends up telling her to calm down and starts making comments that she will not have a crib in her room when she continues bringing it up. It seems okay for a while.
Okay.
Fast forward a little bit. It is now 5 weeks from my due date. She is due on 12/12. His mother keeps bringing up the fact that she's going to buy her gifts for Christmas and asking how many she should buy. I have said at least 10 times now that I do not want anything for her. If I go past my due date, she isn't even going to be a week old. And we just received tons, and I mean tons of gifts from the shower. She doesn't need anything else, and she definitely isn't able to open gifts. I will say on that one, though, I feel like it's not wrong to just, like, one little sentimental gift.
Like to
Right,
yeah.
like the
Well,
the mother-in-law's very much just like, I really want to give her a gift. Like what can I give her for a gift? Like how many
Yeah.
gifts? And she's like, we have everything we need.
yeah.
A sentimental ornament.
Right. I feel
Frame
like
a picture or something.
yeah, like someone wanting to give a gift, I feel like isn't that bad unless there's some sort of history of like
Right. That's
trying
what I'm
to
worried.
yeah, like trying to have some sort of power dynamic because of
Right.
gifts. But until
or like
we know
using
that, I'm not going to assume.
Yeah. I finally told her I am not waking my newborn baby up to open gifts on Christmas, especially when my lady parts are going to be swollen, bleeding, stitched up, and whatever else. She wants to say, well, can't I just hold her? Like, what? I said probably not. If anything, I will be holding my new baby on our first holiday together. She's also asking if she can take my child places that are a year away. And I keep saying we will see. She has asked if she could get up at night with my baby. I plan on naturally feeding unless I'm not able to. She has asked, your mom will probably be in the delivery room though. Yes, in fact, she will be. Why would I want you to watch me give birth and not my own mother? She continues to say she just wants us to go out and get wasted. Okay. She continues to say she wants me and my husband to go out and get wasted so she can have the baby all night. Oh yeah, did I mention she has all boys and has always wanted a girl? Like, is this not insane?
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Okay, it's understandable. Like, I'm not surprised that she hasn't had a girl and that she's so excited about it for this. Not saying everything else is excusable at all.
No.
But
I feel like I do feel like she's not coming from a place of like malice though.
Yeah.
Like it seems very just like, oh my god, I'm so excited.
Right, just overly excited.
Right. She's still overstepping boundaries,
For
which
sure.
isn't cool.
Right.
But part of me is like, oh, she's really excited. But too much.
Yeah, it's like she's very excited, but then like inconsiderate. Like it seems like she's like, okay, so when this happens, you guys are gonna go party and get wasted.
Right.
I'm gonna watch the baby. You guys are gonna do this. You know, it's like, well, hang on.
Right.
Do we get a say in our own life?
Right.
Like,
it's like, okay, we're so happy you're happy and are gonna treat baby girl great, but this is
Right.
my baby.
yeah,
not
exactly.
yours.
I get to make the decision of what my baby's doing in a year.
Right. 2 months later, I finally had my baby. My water broke around 1:15 a.m. on December 5th. I called labor and delivery and they advised me to come in. We were still living with my boyfriend's family and I had already called to talk to my mother about my water breaking. My boyfriend went down and told his mother, and she came down to see if we needed anything before leaving. We got to the hospital around 2:30 a.m. and they confirmed it was in fact my water that had broken and I was 1 centimeter. I hadn't slept yet, and my adrenaline, and honestly being in shock, kept me up all night. My mother ended up arriving at the hospital early that morning. I had told the nurses that I wanted no one but my boyfriend and my mother in the labor and delivery room. It was now late evening of December 5th, and I had stopped dilating at 8 centimeters around 2 p.m. My boyfriend had asked his mom to bring him a charger and clothes, as we had totally forgotten to pack him things. We only grabbed what I needed. He was arguing on the phone with her because she was saying she is coming to my room. LOL. He told her no one was allowed in. I had already told the nurses, so she ended up saying she would just wait in the waiting room, which still made me mad and uncomfortable because who says I'm going to want guests as soon as I have my baby? Anyways, she ends up leaving. It is now around 8 p.m. My doctor had left, and I now had the on-call labor and delivery doctor. I knew as soon as she checked to see how dilated I was, she was not going to give me the option to have my baby naturally. My doctor, including the 5 nurses, all got 8 centimeters, but the on-call doctor said I was only 6. She was a stingy checker. I knew something was wrong. She said I would need a C-section. I agreed because I couldn't take the pain anymore.
Oh.
They turned my epidural off an hour before I was even taken back for the C-section. I ended up having to be put all the way to sleep due to feeling too much pain on my right side. I woke up and immediately started asking where my baby was, and they said she was with Dad. I got back to my room, and it was only my boyfriend and my baby. They had made my mom leave so I could hold and see her first. I instantly started crying. She is so beautiful.
No.
I love my boyfriend to the very end, but he hurt my feelings a lot. He FaceTimed his family and showed them my baby before I even got to see her. His father also made a post on the Blue app about how he's finally a grandpa, and that made me upset too, seeing as this is supposed to be our news to share. I'm told after we are back in the room that my baby was breech, so the C-section was a little complicated. While they were getting her out of me, she also pooped on me. So I basically started off with a great labor experience that turned into basically one of the worst.
Aw.
The next day, we let our parents visit. We ended up being there for 4 days. I was put on blood pressure meds because it was very elevated. I was already having very bad anxiety and terrified about returning to his parents' house more than ever because I had a C-section. We got home and it was overwhelming. The next day we were asked, "Can I come see the baby?" Sure, whatever. The next day, "Can I come see the baby?" OMG, every single day. I started having panic and anxiety attacks. I'm crying every single day. My boyfriend asks his mother to give us space. 2 days pass, and this is where it all starts.
Oh gosh.
it hadn't
this is
started
where
yet?
Yeah. What's gonna start now? It's already bad.
She is making comments over the phone to my boyfriend, basically making it like we are keeping her from our baby. I got mad. She comes down that night, and I tell her I'm not doing this little kid drama. She says, "What drama?" I can't do that. She says, "What drama?" I say the comments, the complaining about not being down here every single day. She says, "Well, I think I need to be around." I said, "Not every day. You don't see my mother here every day, and we deserve privacy and space." She said, "I've given you plenty of space." I say, "What, 2 days? And what if we didn't live here? Would you come to our house every day?" She got up, handed the baby to my boyfriend, and said, "I'm done." She said, "I'm tired of your attitude since you've been here," and slammed the door on the way out. My boyfriend agrees and said the baby and I come first, but that is his mother. Well, maybe if she had respected our boundaries and given us space when we asked the first time, this wouldn't have happened. I feel like so much of this is just because they're living with her.
Yeah.
I will say at the beginning, I think I missed that part when she was saying, like, "I'll have a crib in my house and
I
I'll
did
have a
too.
thing in my car."
Yeah.
I was assuming she was, like, gonna have a whole separate one, like, at a different place.
Right, me too.
But if it's just, like, I guess she was just referring to it too much as, like, for our baby. And it's like,
yeah,
oh.
I think that was maybe the thing. But I wonder, like, so they live in like the same house, or are they like right next to each other?
I'm wondering if maybe it's like a duplex thing.
Yeah, I'm
Like an
wondering
upstairs,
that too.
downstairs.
Yeah.
But
Because I can understand, like, if the mom is just so excited to have this grandchild and she's literally right there, then like,
Right.
yeah, I would probably come down. And
you
say
are
hi.
probably gonna see her more than your mom's seeing her, kind of thing.
Like that would probably be hard to be like, like she's so close but so far,
right.
You know.
At the
But-
same time, like, give them space.
Yeah, like you can also respect the woman that just
Right.
has multiple wounds inside of her right now. Yeah.
His mother's sister had also texted me mad because I said we're not doing visitors right now. She got an attitude after I nicely asked her to stop texting me and told her we would notify her when we were having visitors. I guess I'm selfish and insane for not wanting visitors every single day after having a baby. I am selfish for wanting to hold my child. I'm insane for not wanting the entire family, cousins, aunts, uncles, to meet my week-old child. I am insane and mean for asking not to be bothered every day and for wanting time with my child and her father as a family of 3. It is completely insane to me. I have still continued crying and having my breakdowns, continuously telling my boyfriend I do not want to live here. Well, it does not end there. I had posted a TikTok. I think I just say TikTok.
It's a video, I guess.
I had posted a video about people wanting to see our baby after not speaking to us my entire pregnancy, relating to a couple of my friends that had not spoken to me since I told them I was pregnant.
Huh.
My boyfriend's younger brother, 13, decided to make a comment to me and said that I am ungrateful, that his mom does everything for us and she deserves to see the baby, and that the house is a prison because I am here.
What?
Again, I'm like kind of torn on things because I'm like,
Yeah.
I never think that going to social media to like blast someone is the answer. But, like, this very clearly was not about mother-in-law. Like, she's
I-
been checking up about this baby.
Yeah, she has totally been checking up about the baby, but maybe because that first comment of like, oh, all these people are like, want
Yeah.
to see my baby. All of a sudden, it's like, maybe he could think that it's about that. But that's just the danger of doing social media,
Right.
man. It's
You
like
kind of have to be okay with the fact that that could go terribly wrong.
yeah, like you're gonna post in public to everyone. Some people who are gonna see it that don't even know you,
Right.
and you're gonna expect them to know exactly what you're talking about when you didn't
Right.
name any names. It's kind of like, okay, like
You have to always expect that it's going to go viral and bad.
and people are gonna, because especially since you have voiced problems with these people, like if you're voicing problems surrounding your pregnancy to a person, and then they see you voicing
Yeah.
problems about your pregnancy on the internet, I feel like even if it's not the exact situation, they're going to assume
Yeah.
that it's them. So
I still think they should give you your space, and you should, like,
For sure.
get this time that you need to, like, get back into everything and, like, enjoy your time with your 1-week-old child.
yeah,
I can also see some things where I'm like, girl, why'd you do that?
right.
But, like,
you're
they
not
shouldn't be
making
doing
the best
this to you.
decisions right now, but
But you also just had a baby.
yeah, exactly.
So, again, no one said she could not see the child. We just asked, not every day. I replied and asked what he was talking about. He replied that the house is a prison because of me and I need to get the F out. For one, how is it a prison? We live in the basement. Okay, there's your answer on how they're living. If anything, I should feel like I'm in prison, given the fact that I'm down here every day and have to listen to him cuss his mother out, scream, and bounce basketballs in the house, etc.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. He's 13.
Yeah, it was like, okay, at first I imagined it being a full adult, but now it's like, okay, 13-year-old calling it a house of prison. That's classic teenager
Classic teenage
move.
boy.
Classic. Yeah.
You would think he would be disciplined, but he is in fact not ever. He stayed at a friend's house that night. I screenshotted it and sent it to my boyfriend again while having a breakdown, crying because all I want is some space and to enjoy my child. And I told him I'm not staying here. I ended up showing everything to my mother, and she was infuriated. She ended up calling my boyfriend's mother just to see what was going on and why they're treating me like this after I just had a baby and a C-section, and I'm recovering. His mother told my mother that if she cannot see the child when she wants to, then I should move out, whether my boyfriend goes with me or not. I had already texted my father at this point, hoping I could come back. He told me yes, and I instantly felt relieved. Anyway, his mother ends up calling my boyfriend, who is now home from work and has just been sitting there while I'm crying and having a breakdown, basically calling his mother a psycho and whatnot, and he answers the phone. She is crying, saying she does not want us to move out and she will never bother us again. I'm still very angry. How can she go from saying we need to leave to crying to saying we need to stay? She is a manipulator and selfish. She only wants us to stay so she can see the baby when she wants, and so she knows she does not have to be invited over to see her. It is now 2 weeks later, and I planned on moving out this weekend, but we have just gotten a bunch of snow. So we are still here. I do not know if my boyfriend is going to come with me at this point.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Whoa.
That took a turn.
Yeah, I thought the boyfriend wasn't cool with all this stuff either.
Yeah, wait, what?
Oh boy.
I 100% agree that you should get somewhere regardless, just for a
Yeah.
little space at least.
Yeah, it does suck that she did pull that card of like, well, if you're not gonna let me see the baby, then you should move out of my house. Then, but at the same time,
I
it's
was like,
maybe
yeah,
you should.
you probably should actually.
Yeah. Maybe that's not a bad idea.
Especially if your parents are like so chill with you coming back. It's like,
Right.
yeah, like let's do that.
Like, cool.
I have asked multiple times and brought it up, and he says nothing. I just want out. I'm tired of listening to the 75 people upstairs be noisy all day and late at night because I already do not sleep because I have a newborn. I am ready to feel calm and know I will not be bothered every day. By the way, I'm going to bother you every day. To listen to full episodes with stories just like this, to go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, whatever your favorite podcast app is, and search up OK Storytime. We have just a little bit left. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I think choosing your piece is the best thing you could do right now. Especially like if you've already had all of this stress, like in the end of your pregnancy, in the
Yeah.
beginning of your motherhood. Like I think just going somewhere right now where you can just have the least stress possible is perfect.
Even if your boyfriend doesn't come, I think
Yeah.
you gotta.
Honestly.
Especially because he just sits there and watches me cry.
Yeah, like what is
Huh?
that? What's going on there?
Okay. His mother has been trying to kiss my butt since that night, constantly asking me if I want something to eat, and she will make it for me, or if I want something brought home. All I want is to be left alone. Yes, she can see the baby on my terms. I do not know why everyone thinks they are entitled to my child. One of his aunts just showed up without being invited. I don't care anymore. I am not staying quiet, and I will not sit around with everyone who bashes me behind my back for wanting privacy. There are also always at least 8 other people in and out of the house. I am not passing my newborn around and letting her get sick. I do not know. Am I the insane one for wanting privacy and respect? And that is the end of that story.
Yeah.
And no, I do not think you are.
I do not think you are either. I think no one is insane for wanting privacy and respect. I think it's very reasonable and everyone should have that.
Yeah. I feel as though tensions might just be extra raised because
Mhm.
it's like you're living in the basement of their house and like you
Yeah.
just can't get away.
Yeah.
So move out. Find
Just
somewhere.
move
Just
out.
even if it's just for a little bit. Go to your
Yeah.
parents.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, like if you move out, I can imagine that the relationship is gonna get better. Like, I think let me say one more thing. We're like just finished. I feel like if you move out and leave, like I feel like your relationship is probably going to be healed. Like I don't think
I could see that.
I think it's possible that it's not like the end of your relationship totally.
Just one big stressor that
Yeah.
has something that you can do to fix
You
it.
just can't be in the same house together at all.
Yeah.
But good luck to you, OP. I
Good
hope you
luck.
choose peace.
I hope so.
I hope
Choose
you get it.
yourself.
Yeah.
But that's the end of that story.
My girlfriend cheated on me with another woman and tried to blame me for it.
That's some backwards logic.
Okay, little backstory. I'm 22 and my girlfriend, we'll call her Jess, and I have been in a relationship for nearly 18 months. She's very attractive, and in all honesty, I couldn't say that I'm a lost cause, but I'm certainly punching up a bit. But I'm certainly dating out of my league. By the way, this comes from Jackson21. By the way, this comes from Jackson 2013-3, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. And I'm Angie,
I'm Carly.
and we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We just know what we would do in the situation, so let us know what you would do in the comments. So, OP says, anyway, last week we were at an exhibition function for our shared university course. It was a fairly normal evening up until I saw her talking to this girl from the other side of the hall. Nothing unusual, I just didn't recognize her. However, when they turned around, I noticed the mystery girl had her hands seriously low on my girlfriend's back. I didn't think much of it at the time, but they were completely inseparable for the entire evening. The next week or so, we were usually distant from each other. I wanted to make sure nothing was wrong before I went away. I was going to Bristol for the weekend, and I didn't want to leave things on bad terms before I left. But she was having none of it, just being really blunt and such. So I left for my parents, who were giving me a lift to Bristol. But when I got there, Mum said the old man was ill and we wouldn't be going, at least not today. So, already angry that she didn't tell me this over the phone, I drove back to ours in a foul mood, and that's when I caught her. The front door was off the latch for some reason, so I didn't need my key. I came in the door normally, but kind of stopped when I heard what sounded like Jess giggling. We live in a ground floor flat, so there are no floorboards to creak. Nice, so you could sneak up.
Sneaky.
As I got closer, I could hear someone, clearly a female, sounding quite breathy, like panting. Uh-oh. At this point, I thought Jess might have been having some alone time or something, so I was about to make myself known until I looked down and saw a pair of worn pink all-stars that I knew were not Jess's. At this point, confusion was starting to build, and as I turned the corner, our bedroom door was wide open, and there was a girl from the gallery in my bed, and someone was beneath the covers. Uh-oh. I
and
wonder who it is.
who could that be?
Who could that be?
Maybe it's just two strangers in your home.
That's all. What the F is this? I believe was my first reaction. Gallery girl just stared at me, shocked. Yet as I called to Jess, something strange happened. Absolutely nothing at all. She just stayed under the covers and didn't move. She's like, if I stay completely still, I could not be seen.
You will never know there's someone else here.
Right. For what felt like the longest time, I just stood there, open-mouthed, until I finally shook myself into action and started to leave. Next thing I know, she comes flying out of the door into the hallway of the block, wearing just a pair of knickers and a vest, for God's sake, trying to somehow make this out to be my fault.
What?
I literally don't know what to say. I literally didn't know what to say. She's freaking out, and all I could come up with was, "You're not wearing anything. Get back inside. We'll discuss this later." When I got back to the car, the belted rage began to set in.
Belated.
Oh, thank you. I was like, okay, sure. When I got back to the car, the belated rage began to set in. I was angry she cheated, angry she blamed it on me, and angry that I didn't say something else. Honestly, it's the most ridiculous, absurd scenario I've ever found myself in, and perhaps that's why that I wasn't so angry initially. But now I'm wondering what to do. I didn't know she was into girls. She never mentioned anything like that. And now she's cheated on me with one, and we're renting a flat together? Is this just her experimenting? Can we recover? Has anyone been in this situation before? I'm at my wit's end here, people, and we... Wait. Okay, we do have an edit. I'm going to read it really quick.
Yeah.
I've just realized how insanely British this all is. So, lift equals ride, knickers equals panties, vest equals tank top, flat equals apartment. Thanks for the clarification.
Thanks, OP.
Yeah. Oh, that's so
So,
good. But,
So we're gonna dump her, right?
right?
We're gonna just move out, dump her, and move on, right?
Yeah, I feel like that's what's gonna happen.
Because we know she's crazy.
Yeah, like I feel like, I mean, I would love to know the specifics on like how she was trying to twist it to blame
Right.
you for it.
That's what I'm
But
saying. But if she's out here being like, "It's your fault, I cheated," like,
yeah, it's
we
like,
know she's
huh?
not. Like,
yeah,
you know that's not true.
it's definitely not true. I didn't take off your clothes and push you
Right.
under the covers. Like you did that yourself. And honestly, like if she just realizes she has a different, orientation and she's just attracted to women now, then she still cheated. She still could have done that in a better way.
Still cheating. Still should have broken up with you first.
Mm-hmm. We do have some relevant comments. Dave Azois here says, experimenting or not, she cheated on you. Now, there's two things you can do. Try and patch it up or end the relationship. Skellum says, actually, based on his edit, it more sounds like she used him to hide her spicy proclivity. Opie says, yeah, to be honest, the more I learn about this, the more it sounds like she's way past experimenting. And deleted says, I mean, she was with another girl. I might be able to believe this was an experimenting thing if it was the other way around, but most girls don't just go from 100 straight to doing that. They just don't. Regardless, it's still cheating. Opie says, honestly, it's this kind of thing that has been going around in my mind since it happened. She never let on a single hint that she was anything but straight until the moment that I found her between another girl's legs. Feels like the whole thing we had has just been a lie. Another comment says, can you go into a little more detail about her absurd reaction? You teased it in the title, but trying to make this out to be my fault didn't really deliver. It's like, you need to give the audience some more info there.
I also wanted that info, though.
I did too, yeah. Opie says, well, partly absurd because she was wearing basically nothing out in the hallway where strangers from other flats come and go, and she's historically quite a modest person. Worse, though, because she said something along the lines of, you said you were leaving for Bristol, which absolutely flabbergasted me. Then the nail in the coffin was, what, so I get all the blame for this?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, like, what do you mean? To which I had no appropriate response other than absolute fury, so I took the decision to calmly tell her to go back inside, and I left. And we do have an edit. I've read nearly all of these comments now, and honestly, you guys are pretty much spot on, I'm afraid. I can't go back to her and keep any shred of dignity, especially after I found a gallery girl on her Facebook. I can't go back to her and keep any shred of dignity, especially after I found gallery girl on her social media earlier and messaged her. She admitted it had been going on for a while and is desperate for me not to tell anyone. As much as it would be a crappy move, I'm seriously considering outing them both.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. You would revert back at that point to also being an a-hole.
Yeah, exactly.
As-
if they were both like already out, then like sure you could tell
Sure.
people that they cheated, but
You
that doesn't add a
never out
complicated-
somebody. That could be a potentially dangerous situation for
That's
them.
true. Yeah. Knowing her friends, the last thing Jess would want is for them to think that she's into girls. I know it's petty, but I'm just so mad right now. And we do have an update. Do we think he's gonna out them or not?
He better not.
Yeah.
Because right now, OP, you have not been the a-hole for
Right.
anything.
Right.
If you do this, you become one in your own way.
Yeah, you're about to lose all your complaining rights.
Yeah. She's crappy still, but doing this won't make her uncrappy. It will
Totally.
just make you also crappy.
Totally. But we do have an update.
I'm
2
scared.
days later. I had a lot of back and forth texts with the ex. She's stopped saying she's sorry, instead trying to say that I didn't see what I thought I saw, which is hilarious. Here's the
best part.
Here's the best part. She told one of our mutual friends, a girl, that we had split up because she had a guy around, and I hit the roof and overreacted. I wasn't going to divulge the full story to anyone, but after I heard that she had said that, I told this mutual friend the whole story. Mutual friend didn't believe me, so I showed her the messages between me and the gallery girl. Now her friends at least know that she's a cheat and a liar. Also, I told the landlord I'd like to take myself off the lease because this has happened and he's looking into it. Hopefully that can be resolved in the next week or so. I've also been getting spammed with texts from Jess today saying that I'm heartless and I've ruined her life. Oh, the irony. And there are some final comments. Deleted says in response to Deleted says in response to OP divulging the whole story, I suspected once you start lying like she did, all bets are off. She compounded an already terrible situation. I don't think she thought things through. And OP responds, yeah, I tried to explain this to her over text. She is completely all her own doing. This is completely all her own doing. She at first claimed that I didn't see what I know I saw. Then she tried to explain that people might think that I'm making it up, clearly not realizing I'd spoken to Gallery Girl over social media. I showed her the proof, but said that I wouldn't out her if she was honest about it all with our friends. She wasn't honest, so I told them. I really don't know what she thought would happen here. Another commenter says, I can't help but wonder, do you just have to take a moment and wonder what kind of person you were dating? She just sounds so dumb.
Yeah, for real.
And Opie says, honestly, I know I've painted a picture of an incredibly stupid girl, but that's what makes her actions here all the more shocking to me, because she really isn't that dumb. I have to believe that her getting caught in a seriously compromising position is what has led her to act so stupidly, because I have found myself completely dumbfounded at some of the stuff that she has done or said since I caught the two of them. So this is what the ex told the friends exactly. I think her implication to the mutual friend was that there was just a guy at our house and no funny business was going on, like there actually was with the girl. And that's the end of that story. Okay.
Okay. I did think at first, I'm glad we got that clarification, because I thought she basically just said, like, I was cheating on him with a guy kind of thing.
Yeah, me too.
So the fact that it was actually, like, no, she was actually really downplaying it and saying that she didn't cheat and that OP overreacted.
Right. So it's like, yeah, you still did out her, which is like, but at
you
the
did
same
give her
time-
the chance, though, to come clean.
Yeah. And like I feel like I would hope that OP wouldn't clarify that it's a girl if she just said like, yeah, I cheated on him, you know?
Right. If she actually had went about and been like, yeah, I had a guy around
then maybe
and
he
did
would-
some bad things, or I cheated on OP,
Yeah.
not specifying a gender, I'm giving OP the benefit of the doubt that he wasn't going to out her.
Yeah, same. But you know, he was just being honest about what was happening.
Yeah.
Very end of the day. But that's the end of that story. We've got another one coming right up.
Woohoo. My wife cheated for years, but now everyone thinks it's my fault.
It's not.
My 45 male wife, 43 female, just told me a few hours ago that 15 years ago she was having an affair.
Straight to Reddit.
We
I love
for
it.
real. We have been married for almost 15 years and together for 19. Tonight we had a game of truth or truth. Truth or truth?
Just no dare.
Okay. Tonight we had a game of truth or truth on a date at the football game. We agreed it would be a chance for anger and consequence-free questions and answers that we have never told each other. By the way, this comes from Formal Outcome 6404, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Angie.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, after several questions both ways, I asked if she had ever been unfaithful. Fully knowing it would be a no, but yes came out.
Woo-hoo-hoo. We are choosing truth here.
Truth or truth. 15 years ago, she was friends with a guy I didn't trust, but she told me, he's just a friend. Stop being so jealous. Besides, he's married. Classic. I let it go, but asked for him to not be invited to our wedding, but she wore me down on that too. So at my wedding, 25 feet away from us, was the guy she was sleeping with.
Dude, that's so messed up.
So messed up.
Oh my god.
I'm in shock and have no one to talk to. Beyond the humiliation and disrespect, we now have 3 children to complicate this. 13, 11, and 7. I always told her this was my red line, so she says that's why she never told me. She swears it was the only one time she ever has, but how the F can I trust someone that would do this to me? I'm so effing lost. And we do have an update from 10 days later.
Oh my gosh, 10 days later.
Yeah.
Wow.
Any initial thoughts?
I mean, crazy. Whoa.
It's insane.
Hello.
Hello.
That is so wild.
Playing truth or truth at a football game to get into the nitty-gritty of things that we've never heard about each other before,
Yeah,
though.
dude.
Wild place to pick to do that.
Wild place. I'm honestly impressed that she even was
Right?
truthful in that moment. Like,
Yeah.
I would fully expect her to just be like,
No.
no.
Silly, why would I do that?
When she was saying I do with her affair partner in the
Oh my
in the crowd.
god.
Like, can you
Livid.
imagine being
No.
that guy? Like, imagine being that crappy to be sitting at the wedding of the couple that you're going to break up, like the couple that you are being involved in an affair. That is crazy.
Yeah. Sorry, I switched it to dark mode on
Oh, you're
accident.
good.
Update. So 10 days later now, and it has
pause.
gone from update. So 10 days later now, and it has gone from bad to crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Saturday the 18th at a football game, I got blindsided by an affair right up to our wedding almost 15 years ago. After staying out until Sunday, I came home, and when I asked about it and if there were more, she swore up and down no. And then she went into a panic attack. I had no time to grieve or think. I consoled her and brought her off the edge for the sake of the kids and family. We talked when she calmed down, and I was hoping for a reconciliation due to her obvious regret. I again pressed her that if it was only the one time, now was the time for full transparency. I sent her to her parents and spent the day with the children after finding out they remained in contact for 5 months past the wedding.
Oh my god.
Monday, she asked to come back and that she really wanted to make it work. I threw out my wedding ring, her dress, and all the pictures.
Wow.
Gone
Straight to it.
forever.
This man works on maybe impulse, maybe he just knows what he wants.
Yeah, I think that might have been I don't know that you have the right to throw out her dress,
Yeah.
but your wedding ring for sure.
Sure.
And your pictures for sure.
Sure. Go ahead.
But I get it, dude.
Yeah.
Gone forever. I agreed to allow her to remain, and we talked calmly and affectionately. She jumped my bones that night and slept soundly.
What? You wanted to do that with her after you found out about all this? After you threw away your wedding stuff? Huh? Huh?
I, however, didn't sleep or eat and curled into the couch to stare at the wall and cry alone.
Aww.
Tuesday after work, I sent her this link to read all the comments, and she had another panic attack.
Whoa.
Once again, I consoled her so that the children didn't see her like that. I made supper, did homework, played Roblox, and went to bed once the house was quiet. I again took the couch. Wednesday. Holy effing crap pile day. After work, I had come up with a plan to get the truth out of her because I knew there was more to the story. I told her I had booked a local lie detector test for the following day, and if she failed even one answer, it would be instant divorce. I knew by her reaction I was in for a crap storm. She hadn't been faithful for the entire relationship. Her most recent only months ago. She...
Sorry, really quick.
Yeah.
First of all, don't like a lie detector test. I feel like you already don't trust her. I mean,
Yeah,
first
like,
of all,
we
waste of
already
money. Second of all, that's not a cool thing to
I will
do.
say I don't think he actually booked one, though.
Yeah,
It was just
that's
the
what I'm
threat of
kind
it.
Yeah, that I hope that's the case. But also, we're finding out everything. 15 years.
Oh my god.
They've been together for 15
Up until
years.
they've been together for 19, married for 15.
Oh god.
Like, this is even longer.
Oh my gosh, dude. That's
Insane.
wild.
She had been effing the latest one 4 to 5 times, so she says, in my truck when she would get fake work calls at night. In my truck because her van broke and I let her use it until we could afford to fix the van. No protection, and he was married as well with 3 kids. I can't say kicked, can I?
No.
I told her to get
Yeah.
out of my car and drove away to clear my head. She called and texted several times for me to come back and talk, and I stupidly did. While I was gone, she had a panic attack again, but I didn't console her this time. I told her to come out to my car. I didn't yell. I remained very calm and relentlessly berated her and insulted her until she was so panicked she puked and flopped out of my car in a pile of panic attack.
Whoa.
I never laid a hand on her, nor even raised my voice, while I told her how awful and soulless she was, that I hated her to her very core. I walked away and told her to figure it out herself. I went inside and made supper for our kids, ham, rice, and corn. Little did I know that when I texted her to come out, she had called my sister and her workmates, leaving the phone on without my knowledge throughout the entire conversation. My sister texted my 2 oldest children and told them not to talk to me and to trust her. They were in danger and to leave while her dad came and got them. I finished making dinner and set the table for 4, seeing her dad had picked her up. I called the kids, but only the 7-year-old came to the table. Why are we leaving 1 kid home? They picked up 2 of the kids? I'm just gonna keep reading.
I think that means I called them down to dinner and only the 7-year-old came.
Because I think the 2 others got picked up.
Interesting.
I called my son's phone and heard it ring. I saw the text from my sister and knew they had taken the kids. I texted her and told her to get them back, and she went off, saying she heard the whole conversation and that I was harmful, and that every time we had fought in the past, I must have been like that. I called my wife, who was now in the hospital with a debilitating panic attack.
What?
She didn't answer, so I called her dad and just said he was keeping the kids. And he just said he was keeping the kids. Not 10 minutes later, 3 OPP police officers showed up and detained me on my porch.
Oh my god.
Little
What
did
is
I know,
happening?
my wife had started her period and filled the washroom garbage with bloody tampons, and my dog had decided to feast and make a
Oh my.
Texas chainsaw scene while I was trying to find the children.
Oh gosh.
So the police needed to go into the house to make sure everyone was fine due to the call from my sister stating I was out of control and in poor mental health. When they got to the washroom, they thought I must have unalived my wife, and they read me my rights and detained me.
Ugh.
I frantically called my wife's father and her repeatedly at this point. All the while, I heard my 7-year-old ask the officer if he would like to play Roblox with her
Oh,
because they were taking me away from the game.
oh my god. Can you? I mean,
Is this what iPad kids have become?
I mean, I'm glad the kid like seemingly isn't scarred from this right now. Like I would imagine she would be. She's just like, well, Dad can't play Roblox anymore.
Hey,
Can
Miss
you?
Police Officer, do you want to play Roblox?
Yeah. Oh my god.
You can take my dad, but just come back and play Roblox.
Yeah, I just need someone to play Roblox
Yeah, guys,
with me.
I
Like,
can't pause this game.
I don't. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh.
Finally, my wife talked to the police and everything was cleared up. I asked them the first thing that came to mind when I looked through the window at my beautiful, innocent girl laughing and playing. If I was such a danger and such a horrible person, why would anyone legitimately concerned for my children take the 11 and 13-year-old but leave the 7-year-old behind?
Yeah, that's what you were wondering.
Yeah, it's weird.
That is weird.
They warned me that this was likely a call to prove something untrue at custody hearings in the future. I shook their hands and they left. Thursday. My wife and sister came to the house for clothes, expecting me to be at work. I have my daughter to take care of, and I was in no shape for any work-related issues. They sent my older children into their rooms to pack bags and tried to get my youngest to leave. She said, "I'm not leaving Daddy's side," and refused to go. I tried to talk to the other kids, but they were ushered away immediately. Friday, after threatening to involve a court order, my children were returned to me. My wife is staying at my sister's, acting like the poor mistreated wife. And again, I have no time to grieve the life I thought I had. I booked IC. I booked IC immediately, and he is great, affirming that I am not at fault, and in his 50 years of practice, he has never seen something like this. I think like a lawyer or something. I had a great night of movies, chips, coloring, and of course, Roblox. My wife called and said she wanted to come home now, that she is heavily medicated, and our son's birthday is Sunday. I told her she could come over Saturday night and stay Sunday. Saturday night rolls around and she comes in and says we can take turns week for week staying at my sister's. And I told her to think again. I am staying in my home with what I hope are my children. And she has the legal right to as well in the unfinished basement on our old couch. The children light up as we are all in the same house again, and I play Nerf and dress in our Halloween costumes for the night. Sunday, we have a great day. Me smiling and laughing for my son's birthday while crying on the inside. She invites her father and mother and sister over for the party. Yes, the ones who stole and tried to turn my children on me. So I cook spaghetti sauce all morning, make supper, and serve everyone like the good little fool with a smile for my son's sake. I couldn't eat or talk to these people, so I cleaned and went out for many smoke breaks. So many that my fingers are now disgustingly yellow.
Oh wow.
By the way, we have so many episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts, search up OK Storytime. We have just a little bit left. This story has been wild.
Yeah, that took a turn.
Wow.
Insanely. Like,
all because this wife was having an insane affair for 15 years.
yeah.
Like, girl,
Yeah.
come on.
Like, I'm just imagining OP thinking about how his life was so seemingly normal and great like a week ago or like 2
Right.
weeks ago. Like, all of this stuff has just blown up.
Oh my god.
It's insane. Like, because I'm thinking too, like, at first, some of the panic attack stuff from the wife is like, okay, a lot of people who have messed up and are in
Yeah.
relationships, they will like freak out. I mean, obviously, they probably feel guilty,
Right.
maybe, but I think them leaning into their emotions and expressing them that like aggressively.
I was worried that it was gonna be like a manipulation tactic almost.
Same.
Until she puked from one
Yeah.
and had to go to the hospital. And then I was kind
Yeah.
of like, okay, I didn't really like that we like verbally came at her with like
Yeah.
insults until she puked.
Sure.
But then they came and stole 2 of your kids?
Yeah, like your own sister. Killed? Like what?
I was like, huh?
like I don't know, because it's like I feel like you shouldn't have done that, but I also kind of don't blame him. Like
Right, like I'm like, sure, maybe hindsight, you can be like, if we couldn't have like an emotion, like a toned down emotion conversation, like a calm conversation, we shouldn't have had one.
sure.
You don't know that that's gonna happen.
Right.
You can't control that in the moment. You just found out that 15 years were a lie.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, we got a little bit left. Everyone leaves finally, and my wife gets into our bed like nothing. I am being made out to be a monster, and I have to take care of everything for my children's sake. She has done nothing to reconcile and is using her mental breakdown from supposed guilt as a crutch. FML, sorry this was so long-winded, but I am effing exhausted and destroyed on all levels of manhood and humanity. But I love my effing children. But I effing love my children more than myself. So for now, until separation papers are signed and the house is decided, I keep carrying on. Also, I have one more final thought.
Go for it.
That family better tell those kids that the whole true story. Because they
Yeah.
texted those kids being like, whatever you do, do not trust your father. Like, your mother is the
Yeah.
right one.
Yeah.
We can't let that just, like, not get talked about.
Totally. I know. I think there's definitely like a child friendly way to talk about this
100%,
stuff.
yeah.
For sure.
I am going to therapy bi-weekly, and I'm trying to stay afloat. I take responsibility for not being a great husband. I am avoidant and very closed, but I am learning. But I don't deserve this. I know I am a good man and a great father, and that is the end of that story.
Wow, dude.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, it's complicated because obviously, like we were saying before, like she did all this crazy crappy stuff to you. And like, yeah, maybe you didn't react very well in an argument. I feel like we don't know all of the details
Right.
there. I mean, you gave us a good amount, but
Right.
but
You still stepped up to make sure the kids were fed and getting to school on time, though. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy to be able to just, like, switch straight into, like,
right.
what do we have to do mode and not, like, oh my god, what has been my life?
Yeah, and then your own sister was like taking your kids, only 2 of them, like, and
right.
then
and then the
calling
bathroom
the
cop
police on you?
incident. I
Yeah.
don't even know.
just like such a
Yikes.
mess. My goodness. But good luck, dude.
Good luck.
Hopefully your kids, can be convinced. Of their
I'm
truth.
sure.
Yeah, I'm sure they're young enough to be, not too set in their ways on that.
That's the end of that story.
Yes,
We've
it
got
is.
another one.
We do. My boyfriend admitted that he wants another woman, but still expects me to stay with him.
What?
I've been with him for 4.5 years. We have 2 kids together now. They are both toddlers, a 3-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old boy. You guys got to work right away.
Yeah.
Right away. And I myself have a 13-year-old son. So I left Arizona and all my family about a year ago to come be with him and give it a go again. Things were great at the beginning. Then I started noticing changes about 5 months in. He started drinking more and smoking the devil's lettuce, like overindulging. By the way, this comes from Spirited Storm 716, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. And I'm Angie,
I'm Carly.
and we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We just know what we would do in the situation, so let us know what you would do in the comments. So, OP says, we'll backtrack to 4 years ago. I caught him being inappropriate messaging one of his exes. They were flirting and he had deleted the messages, but I saw just enough to know what was up. Then down the line he's talking to his baby mama. Same thing, being inappropriate, living in effing la la land. He always says it's nothing and that I'm worried about nothing, and then he usually comes around and admits to it being some BS. That happened when we found out that we were pregnant with our first child, our daughter. Now fast forward to 4.5 years later. He's working as a maintenance man where we live. The place was willing to give him an apartment even though his background is bad because of his in and out charges in the system. Mind you, we met through the system on a jail bus, except I've completely changed my whole life and myself around, while he would be doing good and then fall off, etc. So we're living here together in this apartment. Things are great. Then I noticed changes. And of course, I lose my car. So now I am literally a stuck stay-at-home mom worried about what he may or may not be doing. Well, there are these people that live here. I'm 31 female and he's 35 male. So I don't know what the F he even sees in wanting to hang out with them, but he does. I'm just going to say all that again.
Okay.
Well, there are these other people that live here. I'm 31 female and he's 35 male. So I don't know what the F he even sees in wanting to hang out with them, but he does. So now the guy ends up becoming my fiance's friend. Well, when I first met the girl, I didn't like her from the jump.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just confused because I don't think we ever got ages of these people that live in their apartment, did we?
I think
in the
that
building?
because it says I'm 31 female and he's 35 male, but this is written very weird.
Yeah.
I think that might be like the people that are living there instead of I'm, but also that's not
Maybe.
much of a typo. That would,
Did we have ages at the beginning?
I don't think so. Let me see. No,
Yeah.
we do not.
Okay.
But I mean, OP has a 13-year-old son, so probably in 30s.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on here. All right,
Okay.
editors, you can take all that out.
Cut that out, please.
Okay, so I'm guessing it's a girl and a guy living here. That's these people.
Yeah.
So, well, when I first met the girl, I didn't like her from the jump. She carries herself as if any and everyone can have her, if that makes sense. Also, she has tattoos all over her, which some do look okay, but eh. She also dresses very inappropriately. She has 2 little babies as well. So I noticed my husband going over to hang out with them more and more. Well, these people aren't any good. Okay, so if the husband is going over to hang out with them, then I'm guessing these people don't live with Opie and her husband. But also, she said my fiance. She's referred to the guy as the fiance. So Opie's just a little all over the place with the story. Bear with us, guys.
Basically, TLDR, OP and her boyfriend,
her man,
her
yeah.
man, with their 2 kids, live in an apartment building, and this other couple also lives there, and she got bad vibes from this girl immediately.
Yeah.
Doesn't think that they really need to be friends, but her fiance boo thing,
Yeah.
not really sure his official title, is
Yeah.
like becoming friends with the guy of that partner, and maybe a bit too close to the girl?
Something.
Okay.
We're gonna find out. Well, these people aren't any good. They sell substances, party all the time, and crap like that. Of course, he got intrigued and interested. Well, my fiance and her dude start becoming close or whatever. So all of a sudden, a month ago, this guy's phone breaks. So now he has to use her phone to get a hold of my fiance. I'm sure you see where this is going. I don't ever go through his phone, but I just had this weird feeling. So I go through his phone. And sure enough, I find some crap. Except he deleted all the messages and the recently deleted. So I wait and try to piece it together more. And my fiance is a self-absorbed person. Also, I'm gonna just throw it out there.
And my fiance is a self-absorbed person also.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think it said and then also.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I get it.
My fiance is a self-absorbed person also. I'm gonna just throw that out there. He thinks he never does anything wrong ever. So yes, of course I'm upset. Except I have nothing really to go off of except for a few messages between him and her that make absolutely no sense. From the moment I met this girl and her boyfriend, I knew they were trouble. They're just not any good. Her boyfriend isn't such a bad guy, but the fact that he tolerates the BS she does is what makes me not trust the whole situation. So this last Friday happens. I know a little bit, but all I know is that my fiance is being sneaky because all I saw were scrambled messages that made little to no sense. But my gut is telling me that there is more. Otherwise, they wouldn't be deleted. I remember seeing messages between her boyfriend and my fiance on her phone, and that's how I know he deleted stuff because I remember seeing him and his messages. So we get into a big old fight Friday because he has the nerve to ask me out of nowhere, why do I not like her and why do I have such an issue with her? I told him, I don't know, ask yourself why. Why do you think I might not like her? So I brought up the messages to him. He lies, of course, and makes up some lame story as to why they were talking and why he deleted the messages. I'm furious at this point because remember, we've gone through this before in the past with him being sneaky and inappropriate. So some time goes by through the night and I decide to message her myself because I saved her phone number off of my fiance's phone. So I message her and she asks to call me. She tells me all of it, which could be nothing, but in my opinion, all of it is inappropriate. And she sends me screenshots. But also, that's irrelevant because at this point, she's only going to send me screenshots of what she told me happened. Get it? Yeah, me too. So I read them all and noticed that she was saying crap that she shouldn't have been saying as well. I'm disgusted and repulsed by the things that he was saying to her. And also, this happened back at the beginning of March, so she knew all this time, obviously. Supposedly, her boyfriend knows too, and he's seen the messages too. All of it sounds shady and weird to me. I don't trust her, her boyfriend, or my fiance. I feel completely betrayed, humiliated, shattered, and broken. And now I'm completely stuck. I've been looking into family shelters for me and my kids, but they are all full at the moment. Then my fiance, of course, tries to justify how he didn't do anything wrong and he rereads the messages over and over and decides that he didn't say anything that was really that bad. All in all, we got into a fight the next day about it, and he came clean and told me, of course, he wants to F her, of course she's his type, and that he isn't attracted to me anymore. Great. He says more BS to me, and then blames me for what he's done. Then Monday comes around. I'm not talking to him at all at this point, so he comes out to the parking lot and starts a big scene, telling me that I don't even want to fix things. I said, I didn't break it, so why should I fix it? You're the one who did this. And he doesn't see that he did anything wrong. So any advice? Please be honest, not critical. I know I need to leave, but I'm scared to, and I don't know why. And I don't know why you haven't listened to full episodes of stories just like this one on Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Apple Podcasts. Just search OK Storytime. It's so easy, guys. But there is a little bit more to the story.
Yeah, girl, I can't even be critical of you because I'm just as confused as you are, I think.
This is just, my God.
This is the wildest thing to just, slowly uncover, and you
Yeah.
know that you need to get out. You're
Yeah.
doing it.
I think it's totally fair to be scared of leaving.
Right, 100%.
Totally. At the worst of it, you might be scared of his reaction, of what
Right.
he's gonna do. And that's something, obviously to pay attention to. I think, it's also very possible that you're just scared to be alone. 'Cause,
Right.
you've been in this relationship for a reason. You guys are engaged. You want to get married. You're probably scared of losing all that.
And from the sounds of it, not having a place to go, so having to
Yeah.
jump with 2 kids into a shelter like that.
Yeah, exactly. You're in a tough spot. So it's totally understandable that you're scared to leave. But I think, the fact that you know that you should is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, you've
Amazing.
got it.
Yeah. We have some comments. Comment number 1 says, this is a lot of drama for a 30-something. This is a lot of drama for a 30-something-year-old, especially when you have children to raise. I'm curious how you came to decide to have kids with him before deciding to spend the rest of your life with him. Seems like that's more permanent than marriage, but I suggest you go to work, maybe even daycare so you can bring the kids. Start being financially responsible for you, and don't put yourself in a position where you rely on someone you aren't married to. This is too much drama to be a healthy environment as a parent. Yeah, I'm assuming that they didn't really mean to get pregnant and have kids. I mean, if they started dating 4.5 years ago and they have a 3-year-old,
Yeah.
I feel like,
Well, didn't they even say, was this, maybe I'm thinking of the last story, was this
Yeah.
the story where they were having problems and then she found out she was pregnant, so they stayed?
No.
That was the
I
last one.
think
Okay,
that's
editors
yeah.
cut that out.
Yeah, I
It's
think
been a lot of the same stories.
It is kind of wild that they have multiple kids together,
Yeah.
but also, I mean, they could all be accidents. So that's what I'm assuming. We do have an update. 8 days later.
Okay.
Whew. Okay, update. I got away.
Yay!
And me and my kids are safely at a DV shelter.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. I'm working on getting a job and childcare set up and eventually housing. This will be a good thing for us. And that's the end of that story.
Wow.
That was
Which-
like such a, I feel like everything happened so fast.
And you know it must have with that whole ending and
yeah,
everything.
honestly. Like, I feel like I just went on an
Right.
actual roller coaster. Not even just like an emotional roller coaster. Like,
an
I feel
actual
like
one.
an actual one. I'm out
Wow.
of breath from screaming.
Yeah. You did it though. Good job.
You did it. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, obviously, if you're at a DV shelter, I feel like that's just more evidence that that's probably why you were scared.
Yeah.
So I'm very sorry about that, but I'm so glad that you're out of there.
Yeah. You knew what you needed to do and you got you and your kids out of there. Great
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow.
Wow.
But that's the end of that story.
I thought my boyfriend was perfect until a doctor proved he was cheating on me.
You know, we can't all be perfect.
I met my ex-boyfriend in February of this past year, and we hit it off immediately. He got me flowers on our first date. We went to a big concert together. He cooked me dinner, and we even had our first kiss
On your
On a-
first date?
on a private beach.
On your first date?
like a diddly diddly dang rom-com.
How do you got to keep that momentum up for like 10 more dates?
The only issue was that I had plans to move out of state in the middle of the summer, and I didn't really want to jump into a relationship. By the way, this comes from user Scared Letterhead 8094. And if you want to submit your own stories, why don't you sneeze on over to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota,
I'm Keon.
and we don't know everything.
Yet.
Guys, this one's really off the rails. I don't know.
That's okay.
I don't know if this is going to happen. I don't know what we're going to do here. We're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do, so if you would do something else, let us know in the comments. And OP says, knowing this, my ex came over one night at midnight with a box of chocolates to ask me to be his girlfriend.
Your ex. Wait, is this the guy that took you on
This-
dates?
Yeah, the same guy. I think this is ex because clearly the doctor proved he was cheating.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
My initial thought was no. He knew I was moving, and even though I liked him, I told him that I didn't want to move so far and do long distance. When I said that, he started crying, and I really did like him, so I said yes.
When he was crying,
Because he cried?
that's what got you. He's like, you know, I love a man when he shows his emotional, vulnerable side.
Yeah, but he's...
When he's
Oh,
crying,
no.
he's got snot saying, "Please date me, please date
Oh,
me."
please, 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 please. 2 weeks later, he told me he loved me after we finished having spice to sleep.
Oh, that's a red flag. Usually, that's a red flag. Sorry.
Yeah, apparently he had said it a week prior when we were at a rooftop showing of La La Land in the city, but I just didn't hear it.
Oh boy, this guy's a romantic.
He's the love bomber. Watch out. It's the love bomber. I had never been in a relationship before.
Wait, who said? First off,
Oh,
and
no.
foremost, who says "I love you" during La La Land? One of the most traumatic movies out there. If you love love,
I
love La La Land.
This guy's so boring and predictable. He's just going to say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, and I love someone else. I had never been in a relationship before, so all of this was so exciting. I truly grew to love him a lot and became excited about a potential future with him. He would always talk about me as if I was his dream girl and eventually planned a surprise bonfire date on a beach to ask me if I wanted to do long distance with him. He got on one knee. He got down on one knee and he said, baby, will you be my long distance
Let's
girlfriend?
take this to the next level. Sand in my face. I'm ready to go the long distance.
I'm ready to go the distance.
I'm ready to do the Hail Mary. We're doing the distance.
We're going for
Love,
you make me go squee.
go squee. All over me.
I'm all alone and I'm going to cheat. That's this. That was great.
That took
No, that was great.
That took a really bad
Just
drift.
say that it's great, and then it will be. Guys,
This is gonna be our most unhinged
I
episode.
don't
I'm
know
so
if-
excited.
I don't know if we're I don't know if we're live. I don't know if this is gonna make it.
Are you alive?
I said yes. I will be your long distance girl.
I was very happy. As I began meeting his friends, he started talking about one of his coworkers, 21 female, a lot. Apparently, this girl was bipolar and had BPD and hadn't been taking her meds, so her roommate was evicting her and was venting about it to my ex. I tried to justify it because he also had BPD and could have good insight, and we had expressed how we were okay with the other having friends of the opposite agenda.
Studio.
She would call him while she knew we were hanging out, was checking his location, and he even went over to her house to bring her breakfast.
What?
It was all starting to make me very uncomfortable. Yeah, it's because he's going to be like, my bipolar, my borderline personality disorder queen, I love you.
Babe, we share BPD. Then I had made her BPD. Bacon, pancakes, and Danish.
We both had BPD, so I gave her my BPD.
Bacon, pancake, Danish.
At one point, I even got roped into driving her home from therapy.
What?
I nervously expressed this to him, and he agreed he needs to set boundaries with her. I stopped hearing about her entirely. I would still see her name pop up on his phone, but he never talked about her. At one point, I asked how she was, since I hadn't heard anything in a while, and he got very defensive, saying, "Why are you asking? Why are you asking?"
We're living in La La Land right now, and it's not going to be called Sebs. It's chicken on a stick.
Flash forward to June. I thought I had a UTI, so I went to the doctor to get checked out. When I got my results back, they told me I contracted a spicily related disease that could only come from someone who hadn't been honest. My heart sank to the floor. The only
They
person
say that?
Yeah.
Verbatim? You got a disease from someone who wasn't honest.
You got the dishonesty disease.
Ruh-roh.
Also known as gonorrhea.
Now it's diarrhea.
My heart sank into the floor. The only person I had ever had spice to sleep with was my ex, and we had been dating for months, so where the heck would I have gotten it? I called him and asked when the last time he had spice to sleep with someone who wasn't me was, and he said January. I hung up and went to work and spent my whole shift crying. I asked him to come over that night, and I sobbed in his car, saying things like, "I love you and I want so badly to believe you, but it just doesn't add up." He kept swearing that he never did anything shady, and I didn't want to lose him, so I chose to believe him. A couple of weeks later, we went on a road trip up north to meet some of my high school friends and move my things up to my parents' house before my new lease started. On the last day of this trip, also the last day before long distance, we were sitting in the bath together in a hotel, and I burst into tears. I told him how I didn't want to be so far from him and how much I loved him and how scared I was for the future. It was worse the next day at the bus stop, and we said goodbye. We both cried, and he gave me his blanket to hang on to. He hugged me like it was the last time he'd ever see me. We kissed goodbye, and I drove to my parents' house in shambles.
He gave you his blankie.
This guy's crying from maybe attack of guilt, a guilt attack, and you're crying because you'll actually like him. And he's like, man, ooh, maybe I do feel a little bad that I'm going to immediately and already have cheated on this girl.
This guy's not the main character. This guy's not the hero. He's a villain.
He's the villain.
Now, 2 days after this, he drove to Las Vegas for his coworker's 21st birthday.
Usually what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, unless if it's spicy transmitted
Except
disease.
for the little spicy germs crawling all over your BPD.
Yikes.
I was told that all of these friends of hers were going to that. I was told that all of these friends of hers were going and that it was the first big group thing. I didn't go because I was still 20 and couldn't do any of the things they were going to do. I felt very uneasy about this but chose to trust my ex. He barely spoke to me the whole time. I tried to call him while he was getting ready to go out or just get updates on what he was doing, especially since we had just had an emotional few days, but he was either busy or didn't want to talk on the phone. I expressed this was hurtful, and he apologized. After he got home, my sister sent me a screenshot of his coworker's Instagram post from her birthday trip. I didn't follow her, but there were photos of them cuddled up at a restaurant and a collage of pictures of just them together on her story. No sign of anyone else.
Row.
Well, OP, at least you got to learn what a lying, manipulating love bomber is.
He's gonna be like, Vegas just does that to people, babe. What happens to Vegas goes on the gram.
I called him and asked what the heck was going on. And he argued with me for the first time ever, saying the photos looked platonic and that he thinks I was just upset because of a gender bias since he's pan. I felt like I was talking to a wall. I told him that if it were one of his other friends, I wouldn't be as upset, but he knew that the girl made me feel uncomfortable and he went into this anyway. Boy, I don't care if you're Peter Pan. I don't care what kind of pan you are. You look like you're the boyfriend of that girl.
Uh-oh.
The next week was filled with messages being delivered for hours, his location getting randomly turned off, and avoiding phone calls. Ew, gross. Sorry. The next Sunday, he broke up with me. I was so crushed. I knew that his BPD was acting up again and that he had started new meds that were messing with him, but I was so confused how the person who had shown me so much love could drop me like that. We talked again a week later, and he berated me, saying that I didn't care about him or his mental health and that he couldn't be around someone like that. Mind you, I was checking in on him daily, asking his friends how he was doing and researching his medication and its side effects. The day before, I actually puked because I was so worried. And you can just let this guy go.
No, it's very hard for OP because this is OP's like first real relationship. They're doing long distance. It's so much harder than it is.
I know it's not easy, but I'm telling you right now that you can just let this guy go and continue to date and find other people. Because he was not the end-all, be-all of your life. I promise.
He was know-all. Not a know-it-all, but a know-all. I'm sorry, OP, that you're going through this, especially if you definitely are trying your best for him, and he don't deserve that.
Better to go through this than to spend your life with this guy.
Fair.
We talked again. A month later, we randomly talked again, and he told me that someone like me doesn't deserve someone who did the things that he did, like cheat on you and give you an STD.
Oh, he's guilting himself.
That I don't deserve to be put through that I don't deserve to be put through his behavior, that he misses me every day, admires my ambition, and that he hasn't thrown out any of our things. I was a mess, asking him things like, if you know my worth so well, why couldn't it have been you? He ended the conversation by telling me that he needed me to not be alone for the night, that he would text my sister if he had to. A couple of weeks later, him and his coworker's relationship became public, and they are still publicly dating to this day. I've been dating and hooking up with other people since then. Today is the 3-month anniversary of us breaking up, but whenever I have a day to myself, I can't help but sit in what happened. And by the way, you can sit and listen to full episodes with stories like this on your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Just search OK Storytime. And you can listen to us tell people that they are better off without this guy.
Yeah, this guy sucks. Come on, OP. Put the pieces together.
He's the flip-flop. He's the flip-flopperoni. He's like, bad.
How could you do this to me? I can't believe you never cared.
That's
Oh, you don't deserve to be put through what I put you through. I still have all of your things, and I think you're incredible.
that's definitely the BPD with how he's handling things, but he's also manipulating you, or he did manipulate you. So I'm happy you didn't. Well, one, you were already long distance, so that made it probably a lot easier for you to just move on. But two, you come on, you got a good head on your shoulders. I feel like if you put 2 and 2 together, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and it's only been 3 months. Like, you broke up 3 months ago. You're out there. You're doing stuff. You'll get through this.
Here's my advice. When he hits you up, because He probably will. Sooner or later, he does it. Don't give him the light of day. He don't deserve it. He don't deserve you. Just focus
Truly.
on yourself.
This is just a learning experience. This is your first real relationship. It's okay.
I'm not saying all first real relationships should be like this or are going to be like this. Sometimes they're the one, but this guy was never the one.
Yeah, right. That this person I loved so much was willing to hurt me so badly, it's not just a bad dream. Everyone who knows me knows I cared about him more than myself, which I know isn't healthy, bingo, but I don't know how I'm supposed to trust anyone ever again. If you've gone through something similar, how did you cope? And there are some comments. Okie dokie. Wow! What you've been through is like a Netflix limited series. Being in a long-distance relationship myself with my significant other for like 4 years is tough, and I appreciate her more because of what we've been through. I dragged her into it, but she took the leap of faith with me, and we are now together, happy. Honestly, your ex is a piece of work and doesn't deserve you. He literally speed ran the whole dream guide to walking red flag transformation. My advice is to bury this post and bury his memory for your future significant other. Reminder, not everyone is like him. There are billions of people on this planet, and not everyone is him. So start from there. And that is the end of that story. And I do think you should probably just block this guy.
Yeah, don't block all socials. Take it back before he gets goop on it. Thanks. Block all socials. Don't worry about him. Again, you're away from him. Seems like you're doing all right. Move on with your life. He don't need you. You don't need him. You'll be all right. You're young. You'll sure, it's a learning situation and it sucks, but you'll know from here on out not to deal with someone like this, and keep an eye out for that. And don't get manipulated. So
100%. And that is the end of that story.
My boyfriend cheated with our roommate. Now he can't afford rent.
Too bad, so sad.
I, 42 female, have been with my boyfriend, 33 male, for 4 years. And we've lived together for 2 years. Our lease is up in a week and a half, and I've made the decision to move out after I found out that he cheated on me with his best friend. By the way, this comes from Shonda82, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Angie.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, for context, his best friend, Tina, 34 female, and he were roommates before he and I got together, and before we all decided to move in together. He and I were just friends for 8 years prior to committing. During our friendship, anytime she would call and need him, he would drop whatever he was doing to make sure she was all right. I'll admit, Tina's not the brightest, and at 34 doesn't really know how to be an adult. She fixes everything with 2 or 3 different guys a week, which is made easy because of her profession. What's her profession? I'm not shaming her, just stating facts. Over the years, I had some doubts about their relationship, but he always reassured me that they were just friends and I trusted him. 2 months ago, I found out the truth. His behavior has been changing. He was distant, secretive, and I could just feel something was off. Yes, I went through his phone at around 3 a.m. and saw the exchanges. I confronted him, and after some hesitation, he admitted he slept with Tina.
Boo!
Stinky. He said it was a one-time mistake that he regretted, and begging for my forgiveness, claiming it didn't mean anything. The text said otherwise, especially since they were messages from the previous day. He really wanted me to stay and work things out, but I can't. I feel betrayed, stupid, and humiliated. I'm also angry because he didn't just cheat. He cheated with someone who lived in our home, shared meals with me, had heart-to-hearts with me, and acted like a friend. They would reassure me about my insecurities regarding their closeness. It's always the ones they tell you not to worry about. I've already decided I'm done. I've signed a lease for a new apartment, arranged movers, and plan to leave next week. I haven't told him yet, and I don't plan to until I'm gone. Since he goes to work before me, my plan is to pack and move all my things while he's at work. I'll leave a letter explaining my decision. This is where I may be the a-hole. I know he can't afford this place or a new one without me. He's financially struggling, and without me, he's going to have a hard time finding somewhere else to live. But I'm not responsible for fixing his situation, especially after the betrayal. Some friends think I'm justified in not telling him, saying that he made his choices, and now he has to face the consequences. My sister, however, thinks I'm being cruel by not at least giving him a heads up so he can make arrangements. I don't feel like he deserves my sympathy. He can have my middle finger, though. Oh yeah, Tina doesn't live here anymore either. So am I the a-hole for moving out without telling my cheating boyfriend, knowing he can't afford this place or a new one on his own? And we have an update, but what do you think?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I could maybe get behind, like, sure, you could give him a heads up, but, like,
Sure.
ultimately that wasn't going to change the fact that he can't afford it or a different place.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like, I could understand their perspective of just being just like considerate or whatever, and just
But, like, did he really consider you?
yeah, it's like I don't think it's a too much of an a-hole move to like stop you from doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I usually don't go for the petty things, usually don't go for like revenge or whatever, but like, yeah, it's just kind of, you know, I you don't do a heads up is a considerate thing to do, and you don't deserve that from me at all.
Right.
You don't deserve my consideration.
Yeah, I would agree. But we have an update. As planned, I moved out. It was incredibly hard, but I knew it was the right decision for me because jail is not something I want to do again. Okay. The leasing office contacted him, so he found out that I was moving. He then decided that he wanted to talk. I did sit down and talk to him because I wanted to see his reaction, specifically his shocked expression. I needed to see that he understood the gravity of what he had done. I said, "You want to talk now? Where was this when you were deep in that witch? When you guys were smiling in my face like nothing happened. When I voiced my concern and you both reassured me there was nothing. When you would talk crap about all the different dudes she would bring home. When you would text her late at night in the living room trying to get some more." I continued, "Don't act like you're sorry and don't try any guilt tripping because this is all on you." I also told him he was a piece of crap for undermining me and our relationship by telling her that he didn't mind things she did that made me uncomfortable, like wearing only a t-shirt and panties. Can I say panties? Coming out to talk in just a towel, or having him critique the nudes she would sell to men. Then I hit him with a couple things he didn't know I knew. I said, "Why the F would you lie and say it's cool that we had an agreement where we just had to let the other person know that you were going to tell me? Also, you said she just rode your fingers. We both know that's a lie.
I don't think we can say that.
Also, you said you guys just did some spicy acts. We both know that's a lie." I continued, "Not only did you F her, but you continued to pursue her. And now I know sometimes you would do it while I was in the room."
Ew, that's disgusting. Ew.
Yeah, this man did not deserve notice.
No, he deserves way worse. Oh no, what is this?
Now I know why you'd always comment on men not being able to make her finish after she made that statement.
Oh, yikes.
Can I say that?
I don't think it's okay.
It was because that night she told you that you were the only man to ever do it that far and that hard.
Yeah, so much of it is like...
That night she told me that you were the only man and the best man. And to think you kissed me the next day and told me you loved me. What a lying a-hole. Tell me why and make it good, because no matter what you say, I'm done. And shocked he was. He was quiet, almost stunned. And he finally said, "I don't know what to say. I messed up big time." He said he took full responsibility for what he did and that there was no excuse. He said we weren't really talking and that he was searching for something to ease his mind, and she provided that something. I said, So you're telling me that instead of being the grown man you pretend to be and telling me how you feel, you decided to let your wiener do the talking? The look on his face was priceless and confirmed that he finally understood the consequences of his actions. I was honest about my feelings of betrayal, disgust, and anger. I made it clear that I would be continuing contacting him. I made it clear that I wouldn't be contacting him and that he needed to figure out his living situation on his own. I said, Tina might have a room for you. You should call her.
Boom. There you go.
He said, I cut her off after she moved out because I thought we could work things out.
This man is so dumb.
I
This man is
laughed and
stupid.
said, well, you thought wrong, buddy, and got up to finish packing my things.
Jeez, dude. This man is so stupid.
Stupid man.
So stupid.
One crucial detail I forgot to mention in my original post was that I spoke with my landlord before moving. I explained the situation, including the cheating and the reason for my sudden departure. Because we were so close to the end of the lease and she understood the circumstances, she agreed to release me from further obligations. This was a huge relief and allowed me to leave without the added stress of financial repercussions from the apartment. I did leave a copy of the new agreement with the ex. Now I'm in my new place. I was out walking my dog when the universe decided to throw me a curveball. Shockingly, I ran into Tina at my new apartment building.
Stop it. Is Tina living there now? There's no way.
Turns out she lives there as well.
No!
I guess karma has a twisted sense of humor. I just smiled and started to walk away, but curiosity got the best of me, and I turned around and asked her to talk. Boy, did she talk.
Whew.
I started with, now that the situation is over, tell me what really happened. She said that she was crying to him on the couch and that he started to rub her leg and slowly begin spicy acts. No, that's not. Wait, hang on. She said she was crying on the couch and that he started to rub her leg and slowly moved his fingers up slowly. That one's normal. The next sentence gets into
Dirty details. I mean, you can kind of skip most of it.
Yeah. Okay, she said she was crying on the couch. He started to rub her leg. He tried to maybe initiate some other things. She said she told him he shouldn't because of me. And that's when he told her the lie about us just having to tell each other. She said it happened so fast.
Like the lie that like they're in an open relationship or
Yeah,
something?
like I guess he was like, well, I already told OP and like she's okay with it.
Oh my
kind of thing.
gosh, that's so annoying.
She said it happened so fast, but she knows that it was a full spicy sleep act, not just some other things.
Yikes.
She threw me for a loop and pissed me off by saying, and I quote, I used to purposely walk around half clothed to get his attention and entice him.
Bro, I mean, I guess thanks for being honest, but like, why are you admitting to all of this right now? What?
She said, especially after you stated that you didn't like when I walked around like that. And then he came to me and said he doesn't mind and that he likes it. I figured if he didn't care, why should I? She said he would set up movie nights for them to cuddle on the couch while I was at work. I saw red, and it took everything in me not to one-two her in the face for the blatant disregard and disrespect.
Yeah.
I gathered my composure and said, if you wanted his wiener so bad, why didn't you do all this before I was in the picture? She said she didn't see him like that until she started to see me changing him.
Oh my god.
By that, she meant I stopped him from dropping everything and running to her aid. I mean, she has so many men to choose from, and I didn't think he needed to be Captain.
Wait, what? That's funny.
And I didn't think that he needed to be the one to be running to her side. I said it wasn't enough for you to have a community to run to. You had to run to what I now know was an already passing away relationship. Sorry, guys, I'm doing my best to censor this.
No, you're good.
I
also think I have food here.
Okay.
Hang on. Okay, sorry.
Okay, you want me just to wait?
I mean, you can keep reading if you want.
I might actually grab my water. Oh wait, this is alive. Never mind.
Oh.
This is live. What's up, guys? Yeah, I'll just keep reading. I asked her when was the last time they spoke, and she said, we talk every day, and he's been over here a few times. She said nothing spicy related happens, and he talks about how he messed up and how he wishes he could have been different. Sounds like BS to me. I said I didn't care, and that I was done talking, and to act like she didn't know me if she saw me. He tried calling and texting incessantly because Tina told him that I lived in the same complex, but I blocked his number and muted all his notifications, and I haven't looked back. I'm going to grab this over here, guys. I think this one's me. But by the way, you guys can always look back at full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, search up OK Storytime. We have just a little bit left of this story. To quick catch you up, basically, she was like, if you see me around, you don't know who I am. And then he tried to be like,
OP said that?
yeah, she was basically like, don't talk, don't text.
Yeah, don't call my mom.
Yeah. And then her ex tried to hit her up a whole bunch, and then
Okay.
she just blocked him on everything.
Okay, good. Good.
And that's where we're at.
That's what needs to happen.
He also tried to contact my friend, who told him in no uncertain terms to leave me the F alone. Tina has also been trying to reach out through mutual friends. I have told them all that I want nothing to do with either of them. I'm done with the drama and the lies. Apparently, he's scrambling to find a new place and is kicking himself for his predicament. Apparently, he's scrambling to find a new place and is very stressed for his predicament. No. Yeah, sure. Honestly, I don't care. He made his choices, and now he has to deal with the consequences. I've been going to therapy, and it's been incredibly helpful in processing my emotions and building my self-esteem. I'm focusing on myself now, and I'm determined to move forward and create a happy, fulfilling life. And that is the end of that story.
Yay for therapy.
Yay.
Yay.
Good job, OP.
Yeah.
You knew you didn't deserve that, and you got the heck out of there.
You sure did.
And that's great.
Yeah, that is so insane to like, because okay, I understand wanting to ask like the affair partner pretty much like
Yeah.
what happened, but it's crazy that she went into that much detail and about what she did wrong too.
Right.
It's like, okay, I was kind of wanting just to know, like, just to make sure I didn't get the wrong idea or anything like that. But you
Right.
just made it so much worse. Like, I don't know, that's just so insane to me. Like, I feel like she would at least try to save herself a little bit instead of being like, yeah, I actually did this
She's
because
like, yeah,
I
actually,
hated it.
Right.
It's like,
like,
what,
Okay, so you're just a terrible person.
yeah, you're like literally asking to be like yelled at right now. Like, is that what you
Insane.
want? That's
Insane.
crazy. It's crazy.
But that's the end of that story, and we have another one
We sure
coming right
do.
up.
I discovered my fiance's secret family after I moved states for him.
Are you guys neighbors now?
I met my fiance when we dated as kids in middle school. We reconnected about 2 years ago after living life separately and meshed so well that we decided to just take the jump. His family lives in Texas. We originally lived in Minnesota, and his mother wasn't doing well, so we moved down here to be close. My fiance bought a two-bedroom house about a year ago when he first learned of his mother's condition. And by the way, this comes from a throwaway 255375. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. And I'm Angie.
I'm Carly.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We just know what we would do in the situation. So let us know what you would do in the comments. So, OP says, at first, after we realized we wanted things long term, he would fly back and forth every couple of weeks until I asked him to just stay with me. He had no intention of moving back to Minnesota, and it was kind of a you move here or we do long distance situation. He didn't explicitly tell me that, but that's just what I gathered from our circumstances. After some time thinking, I quit my job and moved to be with him. I've been here officially for 40 days. Last week, while looking for something in the garage, I found a pair of baby-sized Nike shoes. I asked him who they belonged to, and he said he had no idea. I thought nothing of it at the time and just tossed them. 2 days ago, when going through the hamper to do our laundry, I found a small pink bluey t-shirt, probably the size of a 5 or 6-year-old. I immediately remembered the shoes, and my mind started to race. What? That's a crazy way to find this out.
I'm glad we got curious after the second article of clothing,
Right.
but why didn't we look into the shoes more?
Yeah, that's like scary if truly nothing's going on and there's just a random baby shoes in your house, like
Either
that's
you got a kid or this house is haunted.
some kind of crazy ghost. That's terrible. I'll admit I assumed the worst. Could you do me a big favor really quick? Could you scooch my camera down? Thank you. I feel so small. I mean so with OP said
The funny thing is that was just how it went when I knocked.
Perfect. Okay, that's great. Thank you. I'll admit I assumed the worst and that he was hiding a kid from me, and I blew up a bit. I accused him of lying to me and started getting emotional. An argument ensued after I didn't believe him when he swore he had no idea where these things came from. He's an only child, so there's no nieces or nephews. The only family he really talks to here is his parents. He offered no explanation other than simply insisting he had no idea. I pretty much shut down after realizing we were getting nowhere and have spoken maybe 10 words to him since. He isn't pushing me to talk either. It feels like I'm just here, existing in the same space. Since yesterday, I've just been filled with despair and regret about moving here, and I'm not even sure if I should be feeling this way. The thought of apologizing for my blow up and trying to rectify things when he might be secretly lying to me about something like this just makes my stomach churn. I don't hope or even want to believe that that's the case. He's never given me any reason to feel like this before, but it just doesn't make any sense to me. And there are some comments, but what are your comments so far?
I like that she was like, and I didn't really think he was hiding a kid from me.
Yeah.
No, he's hiding an entire family from you,
Like,
girl.
yeah, I mean,
That's
it's hard 'cause
exactly what I would
we
think.
have the title to like give
Yeah.
us that hint, but like,
I would
Yeah.
immediately still be like, why is there a baby shoes and t-shirt?
yeah, and you have no siblings, so there's no possibility
Right.
of nieces or nephews.
And this is too big for you to be like, oh, like it's for us having, like, you're not pregnant.
yeah, you don't know that you're not gonna announce to me that I'm pregnant.
Right.
Like,
What
that's
a
not-
backwards way.
Yeah. It's not
Surprise,
working.
he's pregnant.
Right. Seahorse moment. Oh my gosh. We do have some comments though. Comment number 1 says this: I've randomly found kids' clothes intermixed in my stuff, but it's as simple as I've had nieces and nephews or even years prior and over even years. Okay. I'm just going to start that again. Comment number 1. This: I've randomly found kids' clothes intermixed in my stuff, but it's as simple as I've had nieces and nephews over even years prior. Oh, I see. Okay, sorry. I've had nieces and nephews over even years prior and just never thought to do a clean house for crawl spaces or bins very often. It's still weird, but this kind of stuff happens when you sometimes babysit kids. If you don't or never have, it's strange and weirder still to not have any curiosity whatsoever. That's a good point. The fact that he's not like, he's just kind of like, oh, that's weird. It's just like a brand new baby Nikes in my clothes. Like, oh, awkward.
And then
And-
he's like, actually, like, I just really like Bluey. That shirt's for me.
Yeah, it's for me.
And
I
she's
like to
like,
put
it's
it on
for
my
a
leg.
baby.
She's like, I put it on my leg. I draw a little face on my
I just
knee,
really
and
like
I
Bluey.
make a little puppet out of my leg.
Yeah, like,
Like,
best answer,
Is-
I've taken up puppetry.
right? But the fact that he's not even curious
Right,
about
or
like,
trying to make
Yeah.
an excuse. Like,
it's like, okay, there's definitely something going on.
zero creativity prompts.
Come on. It doesn't have to be a mystery either. It doesn't have to be a mystery either of you can or even need to solve, but his reaction or lack of surprise at all is a red flag in my opinion. Comment number 2 says, you've now found baby shoes and a shirt for a small child, maybe 5 or 6. They were in his garage and in his laundry. The laundry, especially, is suspect because that is constantly moving and refilling. Does he think these items just magically appeared? There's maybe 1 child or 2, and my first thought was that there's a baby mama out there who is leaving evidence for you to find. Interesting. You know how some women leave earrings in the bed or underwear behind so the man's wife can find it? That's what I thought of with this. So what is he going to do about this? What are you going to do about it? I don't know if it will work, but you can search birth records online. You might have to pay though. Sites like Ancestry and MyHeritage have birth records, and you don't have to have all the info like birth dates. That's interesting.
I didn't know that.
That is good to know. And we do have an update, but do you have any thoughts before we move on to that?
I'm wondering if that would be like, I so wanted to be like, oh my god, yeah, it totally is like that's the other family, like letting
Yeah.
her know.
Right.
I feel like the other family doesn't know.
Yeah. I feel like it would be
There's
much
no way.
more likely. Like,
I feel like
for-
she would be more likely to find out than the family
Yeah.
would be, because he's
Yeah.
gonna put way more effort into the family still, I would assume, because
Yeah.
he's like, I want to at least have them to fall back on, kind of thing.
right. Yeah, I feel like it's usually the mistress that leaves those things behind. But how
I
long have
mean-
they been together again? Let me check this really quick.
It could be though, but like, how would he not? Like, he's just not even being careful if he's let shoes go in and shirts now.
Yeah.
Which,
Okay,
like, good.
they-
I'm glad he got caught. He sounds scummy.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, they've been here for 40 days. They were gonna do like a long distance situation. He moved to Texas because his mom wasn't doing well.
Mm-hmm.
So what could have happened? I mean, I'm sure maybe the mom isn't doing well. Maybe that's also it's either just a perfect timing to start a secret family or just a full excuse.
Yeah.
And then now he's like, "Oh, okay, well you can live here. You're living here now, so now I got to like move things around."
Right. Ah, shoot.
I don't know, man. Seems suspicious.
Messy.
It's also weird that he like when he flew down there and moved to Texas, he bought a house.
Yeah.
He bought a house. Sorry, I need to look into all the details here. Wait.
It's harder to get today, guys, because we don't have it on the screen for us to read while it's going. So we're like
This is
double
just
reading it
me.
today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my fiance bought a 2-bedroom house about a year ago when he first learned of his mother's condition. A 2-bedroom house, but he was just moving down there to be close, not to like live with
Right.
his mom. So
I'm wondering if they're saying house, maybe it's just like an apartment, so he has a place to be near his mom or something.
I mean, it is in Texas, so it's probably easier to
it actually,
afford a
probably
house out
just
there.
is a house.
But
Maybe he's moving his family to Texas, and you guys are gonna be neighbors, like I thought.
little suspicious. We do have an update. Someone suggested I propose getting cameras and gauge his reaction. He was very against it and immediately jumped to the conclusion that I was trying to catch him in something. His reaction took me by surprise.
Well, what would you have to be caught doing?
Exactly. After that, I said screw it and went through his phone. Another popular suggestion. It's something neither of us had done since knowing each other, so I'd watched him put in the code from the corner of my eye and then went through it while he slept. I found a woman that he's been calling and answering calls from while he's working maybe every other day. After my hand stopped shaking, I called from my phone and asked who she was. She asked me who I was, and I told her I'm his fiance. She told me she's the mother of his kids and that he's a father of 2 boys, a girl, 10, 7, and 5 years old. Oh my
it's many
god!
kids.
That's so much.
Okay, she didn't say his wife though.
Yeah, that's true. Just the mother
So
of
I'm
his
wondering
kids.
if they're in a relationship or if the thing he's lied about is just not having a bunch of kids.
Yeah, I mean,
That's still a massive, unforgivable
I see what you're
lie.
saying.
But I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if maybe they're not like together.
just like a
He just has a bunch of
co-parenting.
kids and they're co-parenting thing.
That's a good point. Still weird. as
Still like
frick,
not something you don't disclose to someone that you're engaged to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I'm kind
okay,
of like- okay.
Wait, yeah, the
more
next
info.
sentence
Okay,
is
great.
the next sentence is they met in college and have been on and off since then, but they're currently just co-parenting. An
Okay.
obvious lie, OP says though. Okay, interesting.
An obvious lie.
Yeah.
Ah.
So maybe there's like other hints of
The
a
lies are
relationship.
deeper.
There's so
Ah.
much to the story. She told me that she'd been told about me and that he said I was pregnant and had pretty much moved here at random against his will. That I was just a crazy one-night stand while they were on a break and he was just trying to co-parent, basically playing this role of the heroic father to take a the heroic father to a fake baby trying to do right when in reality he's just a psychotic piece of garbage. She seemed more relieved that I wasn't pregnant than anything. but that's her issue. I told her about the shirt. She said her kids had spent the weekend. Another lie, because no one has ever been here since I moved in. She didn't even seem to care that he hid his own children from a woman that he was going to marry. He doesn't know yet, but I'm leaving. I'll be using my little savings to get home and stay at a motel until I'm on my feet again. Thankfully, when I left my job, my boss said I was always welcome back. My flight is in 2 days. I probably shouldn't have, but I also broke his phone and said that I accidentally spilled water on it. No, I accidentally spilled water on it.
Oh no.
I mean, like...
and you accidentally had a secret family.
Oh, see, you were both in the wrong.
And Sion says Limp Bizkit. Yeah, I saw.
Oh,
What's happening? Do you wanna come on the live and tell us a plan?
he's outside the box.
Can we know what's happening though?
So are we going to continue up here, or are we going to go
Right.
back downstairs?
Because we're almost done with the story.
This is the
Are
end
you
of the
guys going back
episode.
live again? Are we going live again?
Okay.
Keon's giving us information. Yes. We're almost done with it.
Okay. Cool. Okay, thank you.
Thanks. I don't know if you guys could hear any of that.
We're just doing some super cool behind the scenes stuff. It's
We're
super
just
cool. It's super secret.
cool. Actually, super cool. Super secret.
Super secret, super cool stuff.
I put that on for you guys.
That was good. I liked it. Okay.
And I know you guys are saying bless you, so thank you.
Yes. Thank you, everyone who said bless you. If you
Thank
didn't
you.
say bless you, wow.
Ew.
Wow. He doesn't know yet, but I'm leaving. Oh, wait, I already said that. About an hour after I called her, she texted him, "Call me," and I panicked. I assume she plans to tell him that I know, even though I asked her not to. It hurts, and I've been evaluating everything this far. Every conversation we've had, every little piece that hasn't added up. One thing I will say, although he never begged me to move or anything, we did have numerous conversations about the possibility, and a month before I moved here, he acted so excited and even sent me a bunch of job listings in the area. I definitely did not stalk him or pressure him, but he clearly wants his baby mama if he's concocted. Oh yeah, okay. I definitely did not stalk him or pressure him, but he clearly wants his baby mama if he's concocted this whole psychotic fairy tale to sell to her, so I'm truly and honestly done. I'm just trying to remain calm and sane until I'm up and out of his life for good. By this whole time, he hasn't even asked why I'm not talking to him either. Thankfully, I guess, because I wouldn't know what to say, but this whole time, he hasn't even asked why I'm not talking to him either. Thankfully, I guess, because I wouldn't know what to say. But I know he's a garbage parasite, and that just hurts me even more. And it would hurt me if you guys didn't listen to full episodes of stories just like this one on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or even your favorite podcast app. Just search OK Storytime, and you could save me from so much pain.
Yeah, guys, don't break Angie's heart.
Guys, please. It's so fragile. Please, guys. And we do have a little bit more to this story. I might just wrap this up. It's like a teeny tiny bit more.
Yeah, let's hear it.
It's like I really was just nothing this whole time. I uprooted my whole life literally for nothing more than a single month of playing wife. Now I have to pick up the pieces and repair them all on my own, while his life stays unchanged and he gets to be happy with his family. This has all happened within the last 48 hours, so I am still collecting myself emotionally. And that is the end of that story.
Wow,
Dude.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, he's just like the scummiest human in the whole wide world.
Yeah.
I also maybe wonder, like, is where you moved, is there like something that you can start there? Like, do you want to maybe stay there and see like what you can find there, kind of thing?
Yeah.
Or do you just want to move home, kind of thing?
Yeah, true. Like, you still have all the options
Like
in the world.
maybe something wonderful can come from all this horribleness.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you want to look
Exactly.
at like some hope, maybe the universe brought you to that place
Yeah.
for a reason, kind of thing.
Yeah. I hope that you can get out of
'Cause
there as fast as you can, though.
The reason is not this scummy man. Let's
Oh, for sure.
dip from this man.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm assuming that the woman wasn't calling just to be like, your secret
Right.
has unfolded, and she knows. Like, I'm sure she's just calling to be like, because she's mad. She's
Right,
like, wait,
yeah.
what? Like, you're
She's like,
been-
who's this girl calling me?
yeah, like, you lied to me about this girl. Like, we've been off and on. Like, he's probably done so many more scummy things that's
I'm
caused them to
sure.
be off and on. So yeah, I'm sure that woman just didn't think about like the possibility of you not being able to like move out
Right.
fast enough or something. But
100%.
yeah, but I'm glad you're leaving in 2 days.
I'm so glad.
Glad you're just like taking care of it right
Get
away.
out of there.
Glad you didn't just let the baby shoes and the shirt go. You just did what you needed to do.
Yeah.
Good job.
Good job, OP.
Good job. But also, I mean, you broke his phone, so I don't even think he could call her.
Yeah, fair.
It's like, oh my god, I spilled water on it.
Oh no.
Ah,
Oh,
sorry.
no.
Oh.
But we're not sorry.
But yeah, that's the end of that story and the end of the episode, I believe.
Yes, indeed.
So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
we love you
And
and
see
see
you
you tomorrow.
tomorrow.